Hello, everybody, and welcome to Epic Realms Presents Role-Playing Night, Tabletop Role-Playing Night. Tonight, we are doing the brand new McChanicle Corners role-playing game. We are joined by those from Fight in the Box. Mark, welcome in, Mark, and
Hello.
Seppy Yoon, who is the, I don't even know official title, owner? Like, the main head honcho at Fight in the Box?
It's Butler to Mark.
Butler to Mark. Butler to Mark. And then, of course, Andrew, you've been playtesting this game quite a bit, so you've been invited along for the chaos that is. And, of course, everybody knows over here to my right-hand side is the one and only PixelNyxx, who is a moderator here and a fellow streamer and amazing person who we invited along for shits and giggles, really. And because, you know, this stream needs something that is better to look at than us four weird dudes, so...
Disagree.
All right. So today we are doing McChanicle Corners, and it's based on the card game, right, Mark? Seppy?
Yes.
Based on Mouse, Cheese, Cat, Cucumber. Go ahead and just tell us about it. Tell us about it and what we're doing.
McChanicle Corners is based in the world of Mouse, Cheese, Cat, Cucumber. And if you were here, I think 2 weeks ago, last night, we were playing this game on Sovereignty. In Mouse, Cheese, Cat, Cucumber, we've got our four characters, the mouse, the cheese, the cat, and the cucumber. They all win in different ways. And this RPG takes those characters and the ideas of food and animals and Kaiser Cucumber's minions and expands that into a whole world. So the McChanicle Corners RPG normally uses the cards from Mouse, Cheese, Cat, Cucumber. And as the rules... as the rule book says, shame on you if you don't have a copy of this and you play this game. Shame on us. We are playing with some special rules today. We're actually playing with a standard deck of cards with some certain cards removed instead of our maze cards like normal. So the trick with this game is that you are getting these cards as you play by helping other thieves. And the player who has the most cogs on the cards, and for us it's going to be the highest value of cards, at the end of the game gets to narrate the end game. They get to get away with the treasure at the end of the heist, leaving everybody in their dust.
Are we playing the advanced rules where it has to be in one suit, the most cogs in one suit?
I think we'll do a tiebreaker. If there's a tie, it'll be the most, let's say, hearts. I think it's hearts. Okay. An ode to Kaiser Cucumber and his shriveled up tiny heart.
It's the trick that this is an RPG that one player wins.
One player wins.
Instead of the group.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. The rest of the group may think they won, but one player actually wins.
I mean, we're all winners just for being here.
Sure. Yeah.
Tell ourselves that.
Uh-huh. So each of your characters has 6 stats, and those are numbered anywhere between 1 and 5. When you go to roll the dice, you roll dice equal to that number. So if you have a 1 in a stat, you are rolling 1 die. If you have a 5, you are rolling 5 dice. I will give you a target number between 2 and 6. All you have to do is get 1 of that number across all of those dice for you to succeed. If you get more, you succeed better. If you get less, it might not go so well for you. You can, every character also has a signature item. So our characters in this are animals. They are food, and they are robotic minions. Each of those will have a signature item that they can use once per scene. There are 3 scenes in the game, and I'll designate when the scenes happen. When you use that item, you get 2 extra dice on your roll. You can also help, and are encouraged, in fact, to help other thieves, because that's how you win the game. If you help another thief, that thief gets to add 1 more die to their pool, and you get to take a card. Okay, so if you say, no, I don't need help here. I don't want you to have that card. Well, guess what? Somebody's still getting that card, and that's me. I get that card because I can win this game as well.
Ooh.
What else? This game is actually very, very simple. I think there's only one other important thing that we need to talk about before we actually get started, and that is that each thief has a quirk. And we're actually playing with advanced rules where each thief has not only a quirk, but a flaw, or 2 quirks, but a flaw as well. Some of those things are one use per game. Some of them are 1 use per scene. Some of them you can use them as many times as you want. They are all like fun little extra things that allow you to do some special stuff. Andrew, you want to tell me what, for example, one of P's quirks is?
Oh, yes. P's has the quirk helpful. When assisting the other thieves, helpful minions like P's add 1d6 and decrease the difficulty of the roll.
Wow. Very helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Making things easier for everybody else and
I have
getting
the
a
same
card for
ability.
yourself. Yeah. All right. Are we ready to start?
Oh boy.
You got
No,
some dice
but-
in front of you? You
No,
got
but
your
we might as
cards?
well.
Okay.
I will give one quick overview of the action. Okay.
Okay. Go
So
for
we'll be doing a heist in 3 acts. And our job is to, of course, succeed at the heist because we can all lose that way and then Mark wins. But then also the person who will end up walking away with the prize is the player who is the most helpful / sneaky. Thus, Mr. Pease is a known champion of this game.
it. He's just very sneaky.
Pease is very helpful and very sneaky.
It's just in his nature.
It is.
Mhm.
So in other RPGs where folks are maybe being backstabbing, this is a more passive aggressive version of that kind of backstabbing. Oh no,
Yeah.
it's a greater honor for me. No, it's a greater honor for me. Let me help. Let me help.
No, you really seem like you could use the help. I got this.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, you can do that. Absolutely. That is the flavor of this kind of competition. We are going to kill each other with kindness.
Mhm.
Can we be
yeah.
explained what the stats are and how they work?
Sure. So you have, as I get them in front of me, you have bold, careful, clever, practical, sturdy, and swift. So it's less agility, brawn, that sort of thing. You can use multiple stats to do the same sort of thing. So say you are up against a heavy door. You could be bold and use something as a battering ram to try and get through it. Or you could be practical and use the same tool to get some leverage to try and pry that door open. You will also see on your character sheet that there's a little checkbox for fatigued. Once you use one of those angles, you can't use that one again until you use its opposite angle. So if you use bold, you can't use bold again until you use careful. If you use sturdy, you can't use sturdy again until you use swift.
Does it matter if you're
that's gonna be
successful?
rough.
Does it matter if you're successful?
Nope. You just have to
Okay.
use it.
That
But
helps.
sometimes people will need help, number
Yeah.
one. And number two, think about this as method. The stats are a mouse who likes to use dynamite would have a very high bold stat where a hippopotamus who likes to do ballet might actually be very low. So think of the stats as how you like to do things rather than what your physicality is.
Yep. On some checks, multiple people will come forward and say, I want to help. No, I want to help. The thief who is doing the check gets to choose which thief is helping.
Okay.
Only one thief can help another thief on any one roll.
Now, when you're helping, does it matter what your stat is in
It
that
does not.
thing? Okay.
Nope.
Just like D&D, sometimes DMs will say, if you're proficient, you can help. I didn't know if that was the case, kind of a
You-
thing.
You can always try to be helpful.
Okay.
If anybody says you can certainly try, I'm deleting you from the show right now.
I think that is something I say.
Damn it!
You can't remove the GM, sorry.
What else? Is there anything I'm missing?
Mr. Pease knows how to run the game. We'll just have him take over.
Sure.
He does actually. Mr. Peace could run the game.
As soon as the first person gets their paws on the treasure, that is when the end game begins, and we all look at our cards and see what we've got. Okay. So if you've got all the good cards, you've got lots of 4s in your hand, then you want to get to that treasure as soon as you can.
Now, what do those cards?
Piece.
What do those cards refer to as far as like the regular card game?
Yeah. So in the card game, you have your maze cards with clockwise and counterclockwise gears on them.
Yep.
And those twist and turn the other cards in the maze. For us in this game, we're just looking at the quantity of gears.
Oh.
And the player with the most gears gets to narrate the end game. So for us, the player with the highest number gets to narrate the end game.
So if there's 1 gear, that equates to like an ace. If there's 2 gears, it would equate to a 2.
Yep.
And so on and so forth. What about the suits? Because you said that matters. That can matter. How does that?
If there's a tie, we're going to look at the suits, and whoever has the most hearts wins.
And how would you do that in the regular if you had the actual deck?
What is our tiebreaker? I believe it is on color.
It's most of a single color.
Yeah, so there's dark ones, there's light ones, and whoever has the most of a single color.
Okay. Just trying for people that are watching or know the most cheese game and want to learn the RPG and they want to use the thing, that'll give them kind of an idea of how that relates to what we're doing. If you know what I mean. Not that I really know what we're doing, but I know what questions to ask sometimes.
Yeah. Are we ready? Or any more questions?
I'm sure there will be.
No, and I just bought the actual game, so no one can give me crap anymore.
It's cheaper on fightingabox.com than Amazon, just so you know.
Yeah, I went to your website.
And for those in the stream here at epic_realms on Twitch, you can go and see Nightbot just posted a link, fightingabox.com/mechanical-corners-RPG, or you just go to fightinthebox.com and find it. But you can click that link; it'll bring you right to this RPG. And Nightbot will post that periodically throughout the stream for people. And if you're on YouTube, on the Fight in the Box YouTube, then and if you're not, go and follow Fight in the Box on YouTube. Then you'll just have to put it in the. Hopefully, they'll put it in the show notes. Yeah, they'll have to put it in the show notes. There's the link. Thank you, PixelNyxx.
Welcome.
All right. McChanicle Corners is a city on the brink of the Industrial Revolution. It's got smokestacks towering into the sky. The cobblestones hide the sounds of gears turning below the streets. The streets are crowded with animals and vegetables and meat byproducts and robotic minions. Seppy, where does this gang of thieves meet most often?
I think that we like to hang out at the Red Herring.
The Red Herring, nice. As we get into this, you will see that I am a GM who heavily leans on the players. So I'm going to be asking you to describe lots of things. This will be very exciting. So the Red Herring in the Bridge District of McChanicle Corners. Outside, people are passing by. Small motorized mechanical vehicles putter along the streets. And as our view goes in through one of the front windows, we see a darkened interior. Red lights shine on an empty stage. It's the middle of afternoon. There aren't very many people in the Red Herring right now, but we zoom into a table in a darkened corner. with 4 thieves sitting at it. Nick, can you describe what your thief looks like? Tell us a little bit about Highball.
Well, Highball is dressed in a nice dress shirt, bolo tie, has a nice little leather vest on, and a nice little rocks glass for a head, filled with a nice, beautiful amber liquid.
What is Highball's signature item?
Well, his signature item might be the high-proof booze that he carries on him at all times. Would you like me to
Excellent.
read you the entire description?
Read me whatever you want.
It says signature item, high-proof booze. Since your liquid is not part of your body, you can use it for anything you would normally do with alcohol.
So Highball is a minion. Underneath that nice dress shirt and leather vest is there's clockwork spinning. Across the table from him, we see your character, Pixel. Can you tell us a little bit about Ruby?
Yeah, so Ruby is just a super cute little hummingbird feeder and just like a whole swarm of hummingbirds around her at all times. And she's just very excited to be here and with all of her little friends, and probably has like a little pile of powdered sugar because she's, you know, getting that good stuff at this bar.
Now, what is Ruby's signature item?
My signature item is my record book. I like to keep track of every foodstuff I've seen committing crime in McChanicle Corners. My record book is almost full. The information could make for some great bargaining chips with a side of guac.
I'm confused. Are you a minion surrounded by a cloud of hummingbirds?
I am
Or
minion / animal. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Ruby is a very fun character. Ruby has the quirk that I don't know that I actually wrote on your character sheet that is GMO. You've got minion parts and you've got animal parts.
Yes.
And I believe the record book is because your flaw, your flaw, is it that you have morals?
Yes, I have a very strong moral compass. I'm guided by some arbitrary code and will only commit crimes against the members of the upper crust because they're committing the biggest crime of all, keeping the little guy down.
And you're a bunch of little guys.
I am a bunch of little guys.
How attached are you to any singular hummingbird? I'm just asking
Deeply
for
attached.
a friend. Just okay.
I will cry as soon as I have to let one go, and that may or may not happen. It is one of my things I can do.
Sitting across the table, eyeing those birds hungrily, is Mr. Whiskers. Seppy, can you tell me a little bit about Mr. Whiskers?
Mr. Whiskers is as highfalutin an animal as you can muster. He's in a tux with a top hat, and instead of a cane, he has a feather teaser that he has with him, somewhere a cross between like a feather duster and a cane, or like an extremely long quill from an animal that he may have once brought down.
Not worried at all.
We're all on the same team here.
And next
Oh,
to
of course.
next to Highball, we've got another minion, veteran thief, Peas. Can you tell me a little bit about Peas?
Yeah, Peas Productivity Can is a minion that is a spindly mess of like clockwork arms, like wooden clockwork arms and all of that, with a giant tin can of peas for a head. It sits slightly ajar, and Peas carries around with him at all times as a helpful minion a feather duster, because nothing's more helpful than a feather duster.
Yeah, we didn't fully communicate that almost every minion, which is a clockwork, bronze, and something, has some sort of organic or organic-esque element to them. And so it is very common to have capers, peas, cherries, like as like some part of your contraption. Why that exactly is, only the mad scientist knows, but all minions tend to have at least one organic component.
Could it be a caper of capers? Just a party full of capers doing a caper.
It's true. I think only Vacula, like who can we think of who's a
Vacula doesn't say. I think you see him in a dark corner, with his the collar of his cape up, just brooding there. His vacuum tube head sparking every once in a while. Yeah, nobody knows what his organic bits are.
Yeah, but he certainly might want blood.
Also, I'm deeply disturbed by the amount of feathers that are in this party.
A lot of feathers. I have one more question for Peas, because Peas has been on a few adventures before. What happened to Peas' previous gangs of thieves? This is a new group for him.
Yeah. Well, Peas is ever so helpful. He helps anyone he can really come across, and was able to help himself to a rather large emerald recently. And he took that opportunity to vacation at some beach resort for a while, got a taste of the high life, lots of people helping him, and it didn't take. So Peas has come back to McChanicle Corners to find new people to help, and maybe help himself along the way.
How kind of you.
That sounds very, very helpful, Mr. Peas.
Yeah. Do you need some help right now?
Always.
I am very pleased to meet you.
As
Coming along with this one, huh?
The four of you talk over drinks. I think somebody leans over the back of the booth, because at least 2.5 of you look very helpful, as minion-ish people. And you see these eyes that just sort of look independently around. And there's the green face of a chameleon who just peeks over in between the two of you, I think between Peas and Ruby. And eyes are looking as the hummingbirds zip around. Did somebody say help?
Oh, yes.
I believe
You
that
need help?
gentleman right there.
Yeah, I actually could use some help. Are any of the four of you, by any chance, he whispers, thieves?
Oh, no, I just like to think that I help people carry their goods without them knowing it, and then they maybe don't get it back.
Yeah.
It's helping.
Okay. Well, if you want to help like that, I might have a job for you.
What kind of a job are you talking about?
Oh,
Well-
let us not be uncivilized. Let our new friend have a seat here at the table.
Peas hops up and takes his feather duster and dusts off the seat and pulls it out for the chameleon.
And he comes around and he takes a seat and blends in a little bit with the background.
We would never use such crass distinctions as who owns what where, but we all prefer to be helpful here. We're all friends here, right, Mr. Peas?
Oh, yes. We'd love to help.
Highball,
Drink our motto.
pour the man a drink.
I'll get a little glass and I'll just do a little nod. That also pours a little bit of Tennessee whiskey.
Oh yeah, thanks.
You're welcome.
So, my name's Karma. And well, I like to consider myself a little bit of a druid. Just, dabble in the occult. And something has come to my attention that could really just make Mechanical Corners just not a cool place to be anymore. And I just need some people to help out and maybe take something from some rich people.
Will they even notice? Take is such a strong word. Let's say we're going to reallocate this to the people who deserve it. Right, Ruby?
Yeah, you see like a few of the little hummingbirds that kind of surround my hummingbird feeder head just kind of start like flying a little bit faster. Oh, yes, that sounds like something we could definitely help out with. Yes. Mm-hmm.
I'm actually fairly sure that they will notice that it's gone, because it is a very strange and powerful eldritch horror.
Well, it sounds like they need to be relieved of such a burden, and we are happy to help.
Yeah, if you bring it to me, I can do the job to destroy it. Otherwise, it's just going to. I think they want to take over Mechanical Corners.
So where are we gonna acquire this item from?
I have no idea.
Oh, well, that seems like a flaw in the plan, but that's
It's
okay.
Just a little flaw.
Uh-huh.
Karma Chameleon,
Yeah.
might I ask where you heard this information? Did it come and go? Come and go? Karma Chameleon, can you tell me where this all came from?
Yeah. It came from over there. He points slowly with one of his clawed fingers out the door. There's an onion named Vidalia. Likes to tell. Yes, you look like you have a question.
The one in red, gold, and green?
Yeah.
I know this Vidalia.
Well, she was like talking, and I was like listening, and I heard about this thing called the Mother, which is something about yeasty tendrils, and I just thought it sounded like bad news, man.
And you think you can destroy bad news?
Yeah.
I mean, nothing travels faster, but should be able to take care of this mother.
Huh.
We're taking care of a mom. We're helping, right? Yeah.
Sure. When you say take care of, I mean remove it from whatever it's in and probably like burn it.
Oh.
I look at Highball and wonder about his proclivities for burning things.
You wonder out loud?
I squint and smirk in your direction, Highball.
Just
okay.
Yeah, I think in the wrong hands, something like this could really ferment dissent in the minds of many of Mechanical Corners' citizens. And I just want everybody to get along, man.
So we'd really be like cleaning up the town.
Yeah, you would be helping people.
I do like helping people.
Also, you'd be stealing from some rich people, which I always think is good.
Karma Chameleon.
Yeah.
How do you know it's rich people?
Well, that's what Vidalia said.
Should we ask Vidalia directly, or is this something you'd rather us not do?
I mean, I was listening and she was talking, and I don't know if she was noticing that I was listening, but if you had any other information that you could trade, maybe she would have information that you could have.
Excellent. This is a great bit of news for us, Karma. How may we find you later after we have acquired, dispatched, or prepared for your druidic rites this mother?
Well, I'm not sure you'd be able to get rid of it yourself, but you can find me nearby. I've got a little hidey hole up in a tree on the outside of the bridge district. It's a literal hole. It's easy to spot. Wind chimes.
I do have one more question for you.
One of his eyes looks towards you.
Say we do this and help you out. How would you, in turn, help us out afterwards?
Well, are any of you cursed by any chance? I could always try to lift something like that.
I can lift things too.
I guess I have a trust fund. I could probably pay you.
As long as I can keep that amber gold flowing.
Karma, this all sounds too good to be true. So we'll obviously take this job, but I need a moment to confer with my colleagues about what is the best way to expedite this particular assignment.
Oh, for sure.
And I look at him now to get up and leave.
He slowly gets up and
He
leaves.
pulls the chair back, dusts
He-
it off.
Pushes the chair back with his tail as he walks away.
I could have done that.
Mr. Pease,
Oh yeah.
what
What's
do you
up?
think of our potential employer?
It sounded like he needed some help, which I'm keen to do. I like helping.
I was more or less reticent to help him until he explained his trust fund. I would prefer to eat the rich than help them.
I don't know how well he might not taste very good.
I mean, why can't we just relieve them both?
I was thinking.
I don't like a matter of public safety. And I'm not a fraidy cat, mind you, but Vidalia is known to be a heavy hitter in Mechanical Corners.
So, but it sounds like she doesn't like this thing, right? Like she's all for getting rid of it. And then she didn't know Karma was listing either. And maybe, you know.
I would not put it past Vidalia to have said something out of turn in a place to start this chain of events. By reputation, that would be acceptable behavior for her.
So what is it we're
Highball.
questioning? Are we questioning
Oh.
whether we're going to do it or not?
Oh, I think we're going to do it. The question is, how reckless are we going to be to get it done? Are we going to be careful cats or reckless kittens?
I tend to go with the flow, and whatever happens, happens. But if you guys need me, I'm going to be there. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Pease is just back from holiday. Pease, how do you propose that we get this done?
Well, I too like to go with the flow, or whichever way you please. But it seemed to me that Karma didn't really have a lot of info on what we actually should do. But the thing that stood out to me, he had a trust fund and he needs help. Could we help ourselves to that trust fund?
I like where your head's at, Pease. Ruby, you're struck with a moral code. We can't ignore public safety, can we? We've known each other for a while.
Yeah.
Okay. So our plan is to not only take this thing, save everyone, but get filthy rich from the rich doing it.
Well, yeah, if we happen to like relieve some of like the 1% from that huge amount of money that they have, they probably won't even notice. It's fine, right?
I just want
But-
us all to be in agreement, I think,
Mm-hmm.
because we're all in it together, right?
Yes, absolutely.
I'd rather it be spit clean rich than filthy rich, but I'll take your meaning.
I agree with Highball.
All right, then. Who's going to tell our prospective employer that we will take this job?
Hey, Karma, we'll help. Want help?
I guess that
You're
answers
just yelling
that.
across the bar.
One of his eyes turns back towards you, and he slowly turns his head. He smiles. Yeah, nice.
Bunch of the hummingbirds just form like a thumbs up.
Yes.
Now that we know that we're in imminent danger, I feel more of an impetus for us to expedite this process. Who would like to start the barter or the surveillance of Vidalia?
Well, I can, one of my little friends, part of me, us, can go and survey her for a little bit.
I'd love a volunteer.
That makes the most sense.
I can temporarily leave behind or send forth members of my swarm to spy or scout. So I will be doing that.
Okay.
Nice.
I think as one of your hummingbirds zips through the red herring and out the front door, that is the end of our first scene. Good role play all around. Everybody take a card.
Ooh.
I'm not gonna tell you what it is.
Can we
No,
look at
don't.
it?
But it's
You may
gonna be-
look at it.
but it's gonna be good.
I don't even know
Right.
what's good, so I'm just okay.
High is good.
High numbers are good.
Oh,
And remember, your deck is only supposed to go up to 4. So when you pull a
Yep.
6, we know you.
so
cheated.
this king is no good. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, what? I thought you said the opposite.
No, only ace through 4.
Only
Every-
ace through 4.
Oh my God, I did the opposite.
Well, just grab the other pile.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Sorry.
ace through 4.
All right, I got a king and I was like, all right.
Did I just read your mind when I said that?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm gonna put this card and put it here.
Did I get a good card or did I get a bad card? You will never know.
Yeah, all I removed was 2, 3, and 4. And I kept the rest of it.
Oh, so
I was very confused. I'm sorry.
you need your aces too, though.
Yeah, you need your aces. Ace
Okay.
through 4.
Got it. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Keep going. I'm good.
right. As our second scene is usually forming a plan, gathering information. So what is the next step? We're surveilling Vidalia. Does anybody know anything about Vidalia, what Vidalia likes, what Vidalia wants?
Is this like it would be listed on our sheet, or is this a?
This can be a role. This can be. I know that Seppy out of character knows all about Vidalia. May not remember what Vidalia's weakness is, but if you would like to know information about this person, I think we can do a role, and you can choose your angle based on how you would have gone about getting this information in the past.
Could I, since I used my spies?
Yes, we're gonna do a surveillance role for you.
Oh, I don't know what
I-
that means, but all right, let's do it.
I'm in Mr. Whiskers, having clearly stated that this is a double heist. We are not only getting this item of eldritch horror, but taking all of Karma Chameleon's trust fund money,
Mhm.
because he's obviously not responsible and could be the source of all this evil. My inquiries, and because I'm terrified of Vidalia, my inquiries are about this Karma chameleon whose accent is peculiar.
Not from around here.
Not from around here.
All right. How would you like to go about gathering information about Karma?
I would like Mr. Pease's help because he is
Good.
so
I was gonna
helpful.
offer it. Uh-huh.
Because he's so helpful. I would like to catch Karma leaving the red herring
Mhm.
and have Pease distract him with specific questions of what kind of background / money that he might have. I fear that he's one of these industrious, like the Zeppelin people, or new criminals, and then we should really know what kind of danger we're getting into.
Okay. So you are just asking Pease to roll a check then.
I know
Yeah.
I'm having I've got Pease with questions. I'm using my careful to interrogate Karma through Pease.
What do you think of that, Pease?
I love to help.
Okay, great.
I get an assist on this, right?
You're going to, yeah, you get to take a card, and Mr. Whiskers gets to roll an extra die, and I think we need an average roll, which means you need to get a 3 or higher.
3 or higher with careful. So was I successfully careful?
With careful.
And
Do I get an extra die because of
Pease?
Oh my gosh, that's
And,
great.
Is Pease quirk single use or all the time?
it seemed all the time.
Okay. So I made that way too easy, and it is now an easy roll because Pease is helping, and you have to roll a 2 or higher.
I got 4. I got a 6, a 5, a 4, and a 3. So I got 4 successes.
All right. So that is what we call a fantastic success. You succeed, and something fantastic comes out of it. You may take a maze card, or you may add something great to the story.
I think I'm going to take a maze card. It's
Okay.
it's like I knew that this is going to happen.
All right. Now, we will come back to your interrogation. I would like to follow our hummingbird out the door and around the corner towards Vidalia's lair. And I would like to know how Ruby is approaching surveilling Vidalia.
Well, luckily, I'm just mostly a bunch of birds. So I'm going to fly up high, kind of surveying, kind of like flitting about, try to like, seem natural and not that I'm just like, a hive mind. And just going to slowly like kind of follow, but like not, I'm a hummingbird. I'm not like flying directly, just kind of like back and forth all over, super high on a lot of sugar. So very excited to be out.
Do you think you are being clever, being swift maybe, or are you fortifying yourself with that sugar and being sturdy?
Ooh. Well, probably swift because I want to get there quickly to get as much information as possible.
Okay. For Vidalia is a tough cookie. We're gonna make this a challenging roll. You need 4 or higher to succeed.
Okay. But
You're
my
rolling,
swift is 5d6.
yeah,
right?
so you're rolling 5 dice.
I would like Highball to take care of Ruby's body so that she has less worries. Would you offer up that type of help, Highball?
Yeah, I was actually gonna sit right in between the two of groups and just watch you both and make sure you didn't need help. But
I don't think Ruby's leaving her body
yeah, her
because
body's
there
right
are
here in the
other
bar.
hummingbirds there. It's just one of the many brains that are connected is moving off and outside the.
Oh,
And
outside
I'm
the
sure
bar.
some of them are worried about this. I think that the hive mind should accept the help.
High
You're
Five will
gonna
not
have
say
to-
no to help.
You're gonna have to convince me a little bit more that you are helping.
Highball?
I don't know how I would be helping in general, other than just sitting there and being like, nothing's happening to you.
Well, you're
Um,
filled with libations, and we're asking her to relax and focus on her task.
Well, I was actually thinking I wanted, like, if something were to fail, I want to be the backup. If one of you
Okay.
guys, if you guys go out there for your plan to interrogate and something goes wrong, because I don't know what's going to happen, should something go wrong, you're going to need help to back you up in case something fails. And the same goes for Ruby. However,
Okay.
since you're only sending one hummingbird out, it might be better to go with and follow the hummingbird to make sure nobody spots the hummingbird. And
You're
since
gonna
there are-
surveil. You're gonna put surveillance on the surveillance.
survey the surveillance and make sure nothing happens.
Yeah,
I'll
just
take-
wa-
I'll
Genius,
take that.
Highball. That's
watching
genius.
watching the drone go off
Uh-huh.
and do the thing. Yeah.
So I'll
Highball
just
can have a maze card, and Ruby can have an extra die.
Woo. All right, come on. All
We'll move it a
right.
4 or higher.
How many 4s?
How many do you have?
I have 2 4s, a 5, a 2, and a 3.
All right, so you got 3 successes. You succeed, and you get something good out of it.
Woo!
So you zoom out of the red herring and up over the bridge district. You can see all the little people down below walking along the bridges and the water lapping at the edges of it. It is mid-afternoon right now, and the sun is still pretty high in the sky. You know that Vidalia works out of a fake abandoned building at the end of the bridge. Not really abandoned, but you can see one of her big goons standing out front, Big Zucchini. And as you zoom over the building and Highball watches, you get a peek inside behind Big Zucchini's back. And you can see Vidalia sitting there having a meeting with who is she having a meeting with? You tell me.
Me?
You can, you get
Oh.
something good out of this. Is there maybe somebody that you want to see in there? Somebody that maybe you have a connection to?
Ooh. Yeah, is there someone who would like feel that sweet, sweet sugar water?
Who is sugary and sweet? Yeah, it's a minion named Candy.
Perfect. Yeah, absolutely. That's 100% who it is.
Yeah, they've got the typical Lederhosen and the seal with the C in the center. That means they work for the McChanicle Corners power plant.
Okay.
Meanwhile, at the Red Herring, Peas intercepts Karma and is being fed questions by Mr. Whiskers. Oh, hey, I was just about to leave.
Yeah. I had questions for you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I just your accent. That's I think I've heard it before, but not usually from around here.
No, my family's from America.
Ah, yeah. What brought you over here?
Oh, my dad.
Oh yeah, you have a dad, huh?
Yeah, he's working for some company.
And Pease is half listening and trying to like look over Karma's shoulder to Mr. Whiskers to understand what the questions are that he's supposed to be asking. What do you got for me, Seppy?
I make the universal thief sign for daddy's money.
So Karma, I heard your father is muddy, and I didn't know if you needed help like getting clean. Does he? Do you need help?
No, my dad's pretty clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cleanliness is good. It's really good. I like it a lot myself. You got a little fuzz on your shoulder.
Thanks.
Just happy to help. You said you're staying in a hole in the tree?
Yeah, it's a nice hole.
Yeah. Your dad staying with you?
Oh no, my dad's got a mansion.
And it's not a tree mansion.
Nope. I moved out.
Is it like a wheel of cheese? No, that's not right.
Cheese?
Terrarium?
I'm not sure, but I think that might be insulting.
Oh. Well, insult. I don't mean to insult. I'm so sorry. I just, I have lots of questions, but and they just they flutter all about. They're like all over the place, and so it's hard to like narrow down like what specific one that I walk to and then jump on to point at the direction that I should go in this conversation.
His eyes flick around to see who you're looking at, and then move back to you.
Uh-huh. Is there any specific question I should ask Seppy?
You were doing such a good job, Andrew. I was very excited. Like which
I was having more fun just interpreting the hand signs.
Absolutely. And I was doing it
information we
badly because
want.
number one, I think it's hysterical to be on a voice medium and only do mime hand signs. Number two, please check it out on YouTube or Twitch. Three, like where, like how he got here, why he's living in a tree, like which American industrialist is he associated with, so we know the level of danger, and then how he has access to his trust fund.
Okay, yes, all right. Peas would ask this in a roundabout way of
green and roundabout.
Anyway, I get confused, Karma. I'm sorry. There's so many
Don't
things
we
I
all?
would be helpful about. Yeah. I actually recently went on vacation to America. Visited like one of the beaches. There was like a lot of industry out there and things like that. Like, is your dad like a part of that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And are you like going to inherit like the business one day? Like,
I sure hope not. It's boring.
What's boring about it?
They just make paint.
Make paint?
It's not very interesting. I'd rather live in my tree and do magic.
So how do you afford your tree? Like the rent on that acorn can't be cheap.
It's just a hole in the tree.
Yeah, there's like a whole tree, right? Like a whole tree that you got access to somehow. Like you pay.
Right, it's a tree in the park.
Tree in the park. Did you?
I just
like,
found a
pay for the
hole and then
park
I
with your
moved in.
trust fund?
No,
No.
I don't know how to get into my trust fund yet.
Wait,
but someday I'm supposed to be able to get it. And then I can pay you.
Oh, that's interesting. What day is that you're supposed to spring onto your trust fund?
I guess I could ask my dad.
Yeah. Do you want some help with that? I'm really helpful. Like we could go talk to your dad together.
No, I think there are more important things to do, like finding that conglomerate of bacteria that's going to take over the town.
Uh-huh. Have you checked your dad's mansion for it?
No. Do you think it would be there?
Yeah. Like there's bacteria in paint making, right? Or maybe just because you overheard it, you know, your dad's in like danger, and your
Oh, we're all
trust
in
fund,
danger.
like we gotta protect that.
Well, I do know that it's in the Bank of McChanicle Corners.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
whole thing.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. And
We
you said
moved
you
it
had
over
one-
when we moved here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like how many like chests did you move that trust fund to the bank with? Did you like gamble it away? Or
No, it's all still there. It's a lot
Yeah.
of curds.
yeah. And no fish oil.
No.
Oh, okay. But you got to use like a lot of fish oil in like your magic, right?
I haven't tried that.
Druid like you?
Meanwhile,
what's your
on the
favorite
other side
spell?
of the bridge district,
I loved the like. You guys could talk, but instead we're gonna do weird charades. That was amazing.
Highball is following one of Ruby's hummingbirds as they scout out this abandoned looking building. And through the window, she sees Candy, one of the minions from McChanicle Corners Power, talking to Vidalia. The Zucchini at the door hears a knock from inside, and the door opens, and Candy leaves. You can see another one of Vidalia's goons on the inside, and they walk in your direction towards the red herring and towards the power plant where they work.
Okay.
My
Is
direction
this-
or Ruby's hummingbird direction?
Probably Highball's direction. If they're walking down the street.
Well, I will keep an eye. I'll just kind of get out of, if they're going to walk by me, I'm going to stay out of their way.
They're gonna walk right by you.
All right.
Quick question.
Mhm.
From this abandoned building to the park with the tree with the hole, how far
Mhm.
is that?
You can probably see the top of the tree on the opposite side of the bridge that you're on. So the
So-
bridge district is a bunch of bridges
Okay.
crisscrossing.
So like
and
pretty far away.
half a mile away.
Okay. And I don't know that Highball's following me.
Highball did not announce that
Yeah,
he
okay.
was following.
Although your other hummingbirds might have seen me following you.
It is true. Yeah.
You
I
did
don't-
accept assistance
Yeah.
because you had the option.
Yeah. Yeah. You're probably actually aware that Highball's
Okay. I
trailing
kind
you.
of look down at him and look over to the tree and head off for the tree. I want to scope out that tree and see if I can find some more information about our patron.
Okay. You zip over roofs and smokestacks, past the ticking of the clock out front of Clock Tower Games, and towards the tree at the other end of the bridge district. You can easily spot the hole, which is large enough for a chameleon to get in through, and the wind chimes hanging outside of it. The inside is all thrifted furniture, rugs, tapestries, very hippie aesthetic.
Okay. So by tapestries, you mean like a tie-dye sheet?
Oh
type of
yeah,
thing.
like a
Oh, great.
tie-dye sheet.
Okay. Very classic tapestry. Got
There's
it.
probably
Alright.
something with like a wizard on it. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay.
It's got a collection of role-playing games off in one corner.
Led Zeppelin album, you know.
Uh-huh. A pewter dragon. No, it's a pewter horse holding a crystal.
Heck yes. Okay.
Horses, by the way, horses do not exist in this universe.
Well, they're
they are mythical creatures. Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay. So I was hoping for some like a letter from Dad or something, but it does not look like that type
I
of
mean,
place.
if you want to snoop around, you could probably find something on stationery from Flapneck Paints.
Okay, yeah, I wanted to get some like actual information on Dad.
Yeah, you find something on stationery from a paint company that says basically, son, come home. This is no way to live.
It's really difficult to deliver mail to a hole in the tree.
It is. Yes, it is addressed to the Hole in the Tree, Bridge District, McChanicle Corners.
Does it have a return address?
Yeah, it is downtown. You know it to be one of the larger buildings near Schlong and Broad Industries.
Okay.
Be specific. There's probably a lot of holes in trees that some of the one. This is
Yeah.
probably the wizard's hole
Yeah,
in the tree.
the hole with the wizard in it.
Yeah. There's probably something very specific.
So is this the same hummingbird that was watching Vidalia, or a different
Yeah.
hummingbird?
No, say one.
Well, damn.
So what's Highball doing now?
Eyeball's trying to figure out what the hell's going on because he doesn't know. She was checking out Vidalia.
Can my individual hummingbirds talk? Or I figure my head is the hummingbird feeder, so I don't think I can really communicate beyond like.
I think that is
Like-
actually in your quirk.
like flapping wings.
I believe they can only speak to the main body. I don't think they can talk to
Okay.
other people.
Yeah, that's why I didn't say anything because.
Yeah.
Did I
didn't
see
see
where
that,
the
but-
hummingbird went? Because I'm on.
You
the ground
probably
and
saw.
they're
I mean, you were
flying.
tracking the bird. You saw it.
Yeah.
But there's like
fly
buildings and
over your
stuff, so
head.
I don't know if it's around a corner and then gone.
You were aware that it flew away.
Okay, I will try and chase until I lose track of said hummingbird.
Okay. Do you want to check out Vidalia anymore? Do you want to speak to the person who left Vidalia's place, the minion?
Do I know the minion?
I think Ruby knows the minion. There's a good chance that you've seen Ruby interact with this minion before.
Okay.
And he's got to have like a camaraderie together, right?
There is quietly happening in the background and underground. There's the Minion Liberation Front
Okay.
going on right now. So minions do know each other.
And it's got to stick together.
Yeah.
And who is this minion? Who's Candy with?
Candy is alone, but Candy.
I thought
Yeah.
Candy was going with one of the bodyguard
Nope.
people or
Nope.
whatever.
The bodyguards just let the minion pass, and Candy is walking down the bridge.
Gotcha. I'll follow behind Candy a little ways out of sight of Vidalia's people
Okay.
because I don't want to get Candy in trouble.
Okay.
But
Are
I'll
you
follow.
going to approach once they are
Yes.
out of range of the building? All right.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so you turn a corner following Candy and approach. Hi.
Well, hey there, Candy. I've got a question for you.
Uh-huh.
Your friend Ruby and I are working on a project together, and I was wondering if you'd be willing to lend your knowledge on her behalf. We were going
I've
in
got-
there to talk with some people and get some information, but Ruby had an emergency come up, and I was hoping maybe you might know something about it.
You've been following me?
Nope, you were just heading out as I was heading in. I was
Vidalia's.
technically following Ruby.
This information costs something, you know. Vidalia
Oh.
doesn't trade information for nothing. I would probably have to put it by my boss, and he's not a nice guy.
Well, what about just between you and me?
Oh, I
me
could
and,
get
and
in
me
a
and
lot
Ruby.
of
I
trouble.
mean, you've known Ruby for quite some time, haven't you?
My minion trials are coming up pretty soon.
Oh, you haven't done them yet?
Oh, they're extremely difficult.
Well, perhaps I could get you some inside information.
I mean, do you know about the all-devouring goat?
How can I tell you about the all-devouring goat? Keep in mind, devouring the goat is mostly about the food form and not the liquid form, if you know what I mean.
I'm not sure I do.
Well, perhaps I can help you with that, if you help me in just a little bit.
I want to know how Highball is approaching this this information retrieval. What angle are you using?
Please, Nick, tell me you keep on slipping a little like highball juice into her candy container.
Yeah, just a little bit. Well, you know.
Please tell me that you're doing that.
You got to get the little rock candy around the rim of the glass there.
There's a little...
How am I getting the information from them, or
Yeah,
like,
what angle do you want to use for this roll? Because I'm going to make you roll.
That's probably I mean, I think I'm being pretty bold. Let's be honest. I'm being pretty ballsy about this.
Are you using your liquid, your
yeah
Liquid
your
courage.
spirits?
Yeah.
Great. All right. This particular minion's boss is dastardly. If information that this person, if knowledge that this person gave you information that was meant for their boss got out, they would be in a lot of trouble. They might even be disassembled.
Oh no.
It's gonna be a hard check. You need to get at least a 5.
No.
But
Sorry,
you
Highball.
get your 2 extra dice for using your signature item.
Oh. It doesn't say I get. Oh, it does say I get 2 extra dice. I didn't even catch
And
that.
It's
once per
right
scene.
next to it.
Yeah.
Oh. Well,
These character sheets are really well
can
done.
use it for anything you would know. Okay.
Thanks.
And that's once per scene.
Once per scene.
Okay. Yeah, that. On
Also, sorry, Highball. I was under the impression she was being escorted with like Vidalia, so I was like, all right, I'll just go check out this tree then. Bye.
Dahlia's got meetings all day.
Busy lady.
Yeah.
It's completely valid RPG play to just leave.
I kind of want to take a picture of this and share it with you all. Oh, can I? I can't move my camera. I got 2 6s and 2 5s.
Nice. Okay.
And a 3.
We got our fantastic success. You can either add something fantastic to the scene, or you can take a card.
Just nervous now that we've all rolled pretty well so far. It just means we're about to
Oh,
roll.
yeah.
What do you
It
mean
is
add
gonna
something
go down.
fantastic
Yes.
to the scene?
What's that?
What do you mean by add something fantastic to the scene?
So you succeeded. So Candy is going to tell you some stuff. You can, let's see. So you could get,
Like, I just need
more
an
info.
example because I've got,
yeah.
you know, I don't understand the mechanics of the game.
Candy could give you something, not directly from Vidalia, some other information that somebody else had, since you're going for information.
Or she could give you a physical object to find, like she might give you a combination or something critical that you add to the story element.
Yeah. And you have the choice of what thing you want, what info you want, what other contact you might want. Yeah. So
How about
I can tell you what Candy tells you first,
Okay.
and then you can decide.
okay?
And
So-
then make it all devouring goat related.
Oh, yeah.
I really shouldn't be telling you this.
Wow.
I could get fired. I could get taken apart. But
But it's me, and I even just rubbed the glass against the candy coating a little bit. It's like,
oh wow.
come on now.
Fine. My boss wants information about something called the Mother. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's this collection of bacteria that it gets in your mind. It's wild. there's this group of rich people. They call themselves the Culture Club. They're doing something with this thing tonight. Rich people.
Yes,
Rich people and their occult rituals.
I do. They say roughly where this was going to be happening.
All I know is that it's on the the nice part of town, somewhere near Baconham Palace.
I love it.
Is that, for clarification, where we indicated Karma Chameleon's dad's house was?
Close to. So Baconham is it's among all the royal stuff. You've got like the Royal Dairy Museum, you've got the Historical Society, and it sort of goes into the like college and cabbage or lettuce patch academy and those sorts of places. Adjacent to them are the more industrial office, that sort of stuff. The Flapneck Co., Schlangenbrod Industries, Wellington Zeppelins. They're all sort of adjacent to the Royals.
So we think this is, with this information, if I get this correct, one of the old highfalutin high society conclaves underneath the old rich people district.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is accurate.
All right. When my cohorts return, I make an indication to Peas that looks like we should get going, but he will interpret any way that he wants.
You want to go get wrapped?
But before we do that, Highball gets to add something great.
I'd like some paperwork that gives translations to something.
Paperwork that gives
Some sort of translations. We're working with cults and ancient bacteria, whether it's so that if something comes up, we would be able to understand what it is that we're looking at.
So you asked to see if Candy had any written information, anything from Vidalia that they might be able to do something about the whatever dark ritual is happening.
Yeah.
And Candy says, just hold on a second, I might have a piece of paper around here. And they pull out I guess a fountain pen and put a piece of paper up on the wall of the nearest building and start writing, like copying something that they got from Vidalia over, and they hand it to you.
Okay.
And then the bottom of it says, "Hail the goat."
Don't tell anybody I gave this to you, all right?
No, not at all.
Big trouble. You hear me?
I understand.
Not only me, but you probably too.
I completely understand, and it's a risk I'm willing to take. And I'll lean down to like peck on the cheek or on the forehead, but of course, a little bit extra liquid, fills in the top right there, and
I think it's worse when you call it liquid, Nick.
It really is. Yeah.
Okay, she doesn't know what it is.
Distinctly
the whiskey.
worse.
The whiskey. I really should have swapped it out.
Splashing all over her.
I really should have switched it out for some Jägermeister. That tends to have a better.
Distinctly worse.
You can switch it out between scenes.
No.
Back at the Red Herring, Karma's confused. Peas is translating. What's happening as Karma's attempting to leave?
Was there any information I forgot to get? Okay. Get more hand signals. The last thing I know that as Karma is leaving, I do wish to use my feather duster, clean off the jacket, whatever dusty druid robes Karma's wearing.
Watch the horns. No, my poncho.
And if I can just lift a useful item.
Oh, you want to try and steal something from them?
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay.
I help others and then I help myself.
Great. What do you how do you want to approach that?
I think I'm gonna be careful about it.
Okay, and you're using your feather duster as a distraction.
Noticing that Pease is lining up for a classic grift, I am going to help him boldly by stepping in, saying, Mr. Karma, we're very excited about helping everybody and magic.
Yeah, magic, man. It's great. We're all gonna be wizards.
It's all wizards.
It's gonna be a wizard.
Wizards.
Does Pease accept the help?
Yeah, I'll accept the help. It's only fair.
Everybody's accepting the help. I'm not getting any cards here. All right, so you get
The rest of
two
you.
dice, 2 dice for your feather duster and 1 die for the help.
Right. So that's gonna be 6 dice.
Stealing from karma is going to be.
That's a chapter from my autobiography.
It's going to be average. You need a 3.
Need a 3. Okay. Let's see. Well, that is 3 6s.
Okay.
1 5, 1 4, and a 2. So I have 5 successes.
Made that too easy for you. All right, so you lift something out of Karma's pocket and pocket it yourself. It is small and cold and hard, and once Karma leaves, you're able to pick it out and see that it is some sort of magical crystal. Not valuable at all.
How dare you?
Do you want to add something? Do you want to be triumphant, or do you want to take a card?
I love the idea of winning, but I really feel that I would like to have one additional item that I've pocketed.
Okay.
From Karma.
What do you got?
The Tome of Enlightened Dressings. A reference manual to the occult rituals that we may be interacting with this evening.
Great. I feel like you are all going to have your own occult ritual when this is all done with the stuff that you've gathered.
No, we're
Counter
definitely not going to start our own cult. How dare you suggest that? What? I was not writing a manifesto.
This would be quite the cult of personality.
The 4 of you plus the many, many hummingbirds meet up outside the Red Herring, share all of your information. What is next for this group of thieves?
Well, compadres, we need to make a choice. Are we going to take Daddy Paint for a ride? Or are we going to save the city? Because rich people be making tentacles happen everywhere.
I mean, it seems like, saving the city is maybe like first priority, and then like saving our new friend Karma from just a lifetime of like wealth and not having to work and then becoming lazy. Saving him from that maybe after, I think would be a good thing. Would be a good step 2.
Well, and you notice now that it's getting later. The after dark cool cat, which is Mr. Whiskers.
Mr. Whiskers After Dark. Oh my god.
Mr. Whiskers. He's like,
Jazz starts playing.
He's like, humming lady, I don't think he has access to the goods. What do you think, Pease?
No, yeah, I think that we have the opportunity to help ourselves to that because Karma doesn't really want it. So it's up for grabs. But I think we have to prioritize helping the city first.
Yeah,
more people that need help, and you got to prioritize by the.
You need to rise to the help that's needed to save the city from the mother. Yes. I
got a question, and I I don't want to be uncool about this kind of thing, but I know you minions are up to something. I heard it, and I was wondering if the Liberation Front might know which of these underground catacombs this particular occult ritual might be happening.
Would
Aren't
we know that?
catacombs your territory?
Oh.
Now
He's
there
got a
are
good point there.
the catacombs, which are
Catacombs.
the catacombs, and then there is the underground, and they're sort of separate places.
The
Sort
animals
of.
are a very strong middle and artsy class.
Yeah.
And they have their own set of secrets and occult rituals. But the ultra rich of Mechanical Corners, the foodstuffs,
And the
who
new
don't even
mutants.
bother with limbs or mechanical bodies, they have to have everything done for them, and they have everything done for them by the third class citizens, which are the minions. So if they're having a ritual, the
The
minions, are
minions are
involved.
set up for it.
The minions are involved.
Mhm.
Well, we could ask. I mean, it's worth a shot.
You get a maze card.
Yes.
Good God.
Mr. Whiskers agrees that this should be our priority. I like it here. And who amongst you has connections to the Liberation Front?
Who is the most connected here with the minions?
I mean, I'm half minion, so.
But you're almost all communist.
No. I think that would be me, and I could go ask around.
Mm.
Because I do know the savory underbelly, as it were.
Mm.
Savory and seedy.
CD. Okay. Do you
No,
need?
I don't like seeds in my savory.
Eyeball, do you need company? With peas is mighty helpful.
We like to help.
Did the two of you want to travel below ground, and then Ruby and I will find some answers above ground?
If you guys want to go to the Baconham Palace and take a look about, we can ask around in the underbelly.
I have a specific thing I think we should be looking for, Ruby, and your collection of tasty, I mean helpful helpers could be perfect for this. And you and I should do this alone together.
And you just see, like, wherever you are, there's like kind of like an indent of the hummingbirds just like spreading out and like.
I understand
people.
I understand people's body language perfectly, as Peas could see that my body language is a perfect communicating tool, and that you want to help me, Ruby. Let's do this together.
Half of the hummingbirds look at Highball and half look at Peas to try and read whatever they have for a face.
A glass and a can.
Yeah. She reads the label on the can of peas and tries to get like a feeling for, like, you know, the unnamed liquid in the Highball glass.
How much sloshing is happening?
Yeah.
Not much, yeah.
Well, it sounds like
we can help. Uh-huh.
Don't worry, Ruby. Keep your gin up. Sorry. I couldn't
Make him take the card back. All right. Do you want to go to the Liberation Front first, or do you want our sky high view first?
let's follow Ruby and Mr. Whiskers first. Where is Mr. Whiskers leading?
Mr. Whiskers is flamboyantly parading our own feather cane to keep the hummingbirds like moving in an interesting and calming repetition. Like I'm playing with them as they are and hypnotizing them into being ready for anything.
Is Ruby playing along?
Yeah, I'll say yes for now.
Okay.
A little suspicious, but yes.
All right, Ruby, we're gonna go. What do we think is the easiest accessible high point to look over the Buckingham district?
Ooh,
Is it the unfinished clock tower? Is it Clock Tower Games? Where do you think we can have the easiest vantage point?
A good place is the astronomy department at the McChanicle Corners University, because they've got a big telescope that can look over that part of town.
Okay. So that's what we're going to end up doing. We're going to go there and we are going to be looking for minions at work bringing in goods for a feast slash a cultish get together. So lots of things coming in, but from the back door.
Some sort of ascension ritual.
Also a chapter in my autobiography. Go ahead, let us go.
Can I get that title one more time?
No,
Sorry.
Sorry about that. I was distracted.
So McChanicle Corners University is your typical university, and it requires a student ID to get into a lot of buildings. How are the 2+ of you going to get in?
Hey, coming from this end of town, I am going to find somebody who will take me as a associate visiting professor of culture and antiquities.
You're going to try to lie your way in.
I'm going to be very smart about who I pick so that I might use my animal magnetism. So I'm looking for a she-cat or somebody who's not going to find this grill too threatening.
I think you find Valkyrie, professor of medieval studies, expert in the Dark Ages.
Does she have a cat bias?
I don't think she does. She's pretty nish in general.
All right. Yeah.
She likes not hurting people, herding people.
Okay. Is she wearing her cosplay armor?
No,
Or-
not right now.
No,
She's,
okay.
She's dressed for school.
She seems like she might be an associate, a chameleon too, if they run in similar. I want to be a wizard
Maybe.
circles. I want to be a wizard circle. So I'm going to take note of this as well. And if you would assist me, please, my minion assistant, Ruby, and I are searching for a piece of astrology and astronomy crossover. And that's what I asked Valkyrie. I need to use both the logs and the telescope for something that's happening tonight.
You're looking for fiction and nonfiction.
Simultaneously. Fiction,
Simultaneously.
Simultaneous fiction, nonfiction. They normally call that lore. I say that like
Yes.
very officially. Like,
Yes, they do.
yes. They call that lore. Things that have been said, that it is known that they are said, but whether or not they are true, they were believed. Being very clever, cat, and using my animal magnetism.
Let's get that roll against Valkyrie. What does animal magnetism do?
It drops the difficulty by 2.
Okay. I was going to make it challenging, which makes it easy. You have to roll 2 or more.
Okay, I am very clever. I'm a clever cat. Will you assist me, please, Ruby?
You can say no.
Well, what does saying no do for me?
Saying no does nothing for you, but
Okay.
it means that I get a card, and you get to be less helpful to somebody who may be
Well,
getting what they want right now.
Who gets the card when there's helping? The person helping or the person getting the help?
The helper gets the card. The helpee gets the die.
Since Ruby has been very receptive to the wand moving, I'm going to have her as my helper form the constellations that
That's
I'm
what I
saying
was gonna
that
say with my little hummingbird bodies. I was gonna like do the star patterns.
yes, we're on the same page. We speak each other's unspoken language fluently, unlike Peas. Peas does not understand the complexity of our ways.
I like the help.
As you're doing that with your cane feather thing, Valkyrie's like, are you cosplaying a stage magician? Harry Houdini? I love that owl.
Don't ruin the prestige. I say that to her in a most clever cat sort of way.
So you have to get a 2 or higher.
All right, so do I get an
A
extra
measly
die?
2. You get an extra die.
All right, I'm looking for the big success. I'm looking for her walking us in and pointing and working the telescope for us. Well, that's a lot of ones. Oh no, but I only need 2s. I got 2 2s, 2 5s, and 2 1s.
Okay, so you got that fantastic success, and I need to start making things harder. So
do I get a card?
You
you
do
get a card. And Valkyrie leads the 2 of you in and drops you at the astronomy department on her way to the history department, which is in the basement. What would you like for your fantastic success? A card or something fantastic?
I would like a little communication device so that we can communicate to the hummingbirds so we can make our final, like our zooming in on the actual location.
Now, Ruby's hummingbirds can only communicate with Ruby. And
That's right. That's why I'm looking for a little device so that they can talk to each other and then talk to Ruby, and Ruby can talk to me. And she can lie to me. That's fine. I'm lying to you all the time.
They can always talk to Ruby.
Oh, no matter what the distance?
Yeah.
That's
beauty
that
of a hive
explains a
mind.
lot. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So even better, I want perfect observation weather and wind so that we can combine our search with telescope, plus none of our new little tasty friends will get lost before their, before their time.
As you get up to the observatory, Valkyrie says, well, you didn't pick a great day for astronomy. The moon is full. It's going to be pretty difficult to see the stars. If you're looking at anything else, it would be bright as day out. But
oh darn, I'm just gonna have to spend a little time getting this pointed at different things. Then you don't mind, Valkyrie, do you?
You seem like you know what you're doing.
Well, dear, looks can be deceiving.
He thinks about that for a second and says, huh, and leaves.
Okay. So
you've got your vantage point.
So with Ruby's, like, we're going to look at the major buildings for this large amounts of people. And by people, I mean carriages drawn by minions going in the secret ways to these places, plus goods. And once we spot that, I would like Ruby, if Ruby's willing, to go and send to verify that they are, like, you know, fully cleansed and smell like occult weird things and have their black robes on, and like all that kinds of stuff, which we might not be able to see from this far away. But from this far away, with this vantage point, we're going to see carriages and goods.
Okay.
I mean, it depends on how yeasty that dough might be, though, because if it's a strong sourdough, you'll be able to smell it from a while away.
Oh, mother.
The 2 of you point the telescope in the direction of the royal palace and gardens. And meanwhile, across town, 2 minions are trying to do the exact same thing in a different manner. Where are...
well, they need to find out where, like, how to get in. We're going to find out where it is.
Where are Peas and Highball going?
I think we're heading to the underground.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
The Minion Liberation Front.
Mhm.
Yep. So you know that there's a connection to the Liberation Front at Marmot Steel, the big steel plant on the outskirts of town, not too far from the Bridge District, but pretty far from where Ruby and Mr. Whiskers are right now.
Well, and that's where my associate Candy was headed, right?
No, Candy was heading to the power plant.
Oh,
rather
my
than
bad.
the steel
my bad.
mill.
Right.
They are close to each other, though.
Well,
You
Power plant. Don't do it.
you get to the grounds of the power plant. How are you getting in? I don't think there are like guards or anything, but this is not the sort of place that people are probably going. Or I said power plant, but I meant steel mill.
right.
Not the sort of place that people are going after hours. And yeah, how do you get in? What's your plan to get in the underground here?
Was there a certain like secret knock or anything like that we have to get in?
I was kind of hoping that we'd blend in with the other minions.
You want to blend in with the other minions.
Yeah,
You could do
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do either of you have the quirk that lets you blend in even better?
No.
Okay.
I have a feather duster.
Who would like to roll to blend in?
I mean, I guess like my quirk doesn't necessarily have to do with this, but it just says that I do know about the city underbelly, so I guess I would.
Yeah, so what is that quirk?
It's improved plumbing, but it just says I do a bunch of menial jobs and I know the ins and outs of McChanicle Corners' unsavory underbelly. But it's meant
Okay.
for getting away, it looks like.
Okay.
So, but just as far as theme goes, like,
Yeah.
I kind of get
You-
that. So while that
you know
doesn't
the
necessarily
underbelly.
apply, I know
Yeah.
it. So I guess I will try
You're
and
gonna be our navigator, Highball.
Yeah.
blend
When
in.
we have to get down in there. This is
That's
you.
right.
Nothing better than a drunken navigator.
That's
I
right.
really know more than Peas.
What do you want to roll? What angle would you like to choose?
I hate to say it, but like it's not a high one for me. But I gotta mark off the one that's fatigued, right?
You do.
Right.
Hold on, where's my pencil? Old is fatigued.
My careful came back because I used that bold to help Peas.
I hate to say it, but I think I'm gonna try and be clever about it, even though that's not a high stat for me, because that's the only one that really makes sense.
So is being clever for you just sort of hunching down and blending in, looking like a working minion?
Yeah, just acting just like the rest of them. Like,
Okay. Peas?
it's like pick up a you know, some gloves and a bar of steel and
Put on a
Peas will dust it off. And
Yeah, we,
put on welding
It's a-
masks over your can, and
God forbid some stuff is a little dusty before you go into
Yeah.
the mill.
yeah, no, it needs to look good, and try and have a just casual conversation like anybody who belonged here would.
I hope nobody asks me if I've been drinking while working.
Would love to see the deception check you'd have to make.
I think you're technically always drinking, right?
Right?
You can't not be.
Is Peas assisting? Are you letting Peas
Peas
assist?
would like to assist. Peas would like to assist.
Sure.
How are you gonna assist Peas?
Yeah, tell me how
I
you're
was-
assisting.
I was dusting off the steel and
Well, that's not blending in.
It's an
It's
open.
dusting off other things onto me, make me more dirty, maybe.
yeah, taking the rust and the coal and actually making things dirtier. That makes way more sense. But Peas is also just carrying on a casual conversation with Highball. Steel's great, isn't it? And I remember the cans can be made from steel, and so my mom was probably steel at some point, right? That's how this works.
Yeah. Returning to the homeland.
Yeah. It's like
That
it's like a
sounds like
homecoming.
assisting, I guess.
Yes.
feel like he's being very generous right now.
Yeah.
Clearly, the brains went to do one thing and everybody else did something else.
My lowest stat is clever, okay?
It's my second lowest stat.
So Peas gets a card, another card for Peas, and Highball gets an extra die. Usually we have the nice ability to see exactly how many cards are in front of each player. I've got the feeling that Peas has a lot of cards.
I'm at 3.
Only 3?
I thought you were at like 5.
No.
All right, I don't know what the target is, but I got a 6 and 2 2s to blend in.
I didn't tell you the target, but I think it was higher than 2.
But I did get a
which
6.
means you did get a 6, which would be 1 success, which is a costly win. So you succeed, but
Did you get the extra dice from my help?
Yes. It's just 1 dice, right?
And did you, whatever the difficulty was going to be, was it reduced by 1?
For Peas helping.
yeah, I don't think, yeah. Mhm. It's still a costly win.
Okay.
So you did it, but not well.
I
We
can't
knew that.
imagine why.
We knew that.
So as you make your way into Marmot Steel, the minions all go in one direction and you break off in the other direction. You get in and begin to head down to the basement, where you know that there is an entrance to the particular section of the underground where a good portion of the resistance is forming. But I think before you get down there, you run into one of the marmots of Marmot Steel.
Dirty marmots.
And they look you up and down and they say, "Why aren't you two at work?"
Look at Mr. Peas.
Um,
I thought you said we were supposed to come down this way.
Oh, no.
I say
No
that. I
minions.
say that to Mr. Peas. Did we go to the wrong direction?
I can't imagine that we went the wrong direction.
No, we
That-
could have been the
they
wrong
said help
direction.
was in
They
that
said-
direction.
Yeah, they said to go in that direction, not the other direction.
No minions lie down here. We've been having a lot of minions coming down here trying to get out of work. You need to get back upstairs.
Do I look like I'm not doing work? I throw down the beam of
We're here to
steel.
retrieve the other minions.
I throw down the beam of steel. If I wasn't
There's-
trying to work, I wouldn't be carrying a beam of steel around here.
There's no work to be done down here. So carry that beam back on upstairs.
I just look down at the beam. You wanna
Oh.
help me? Because I got to get it up off the ground. And I go.
Yeah, of course. I'd love to help. And Peas is going to try and lift this steel bar and then accidentally on purpose drop it on the marmot.
Drop it on his foot. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking the
It's
same thing.
slippery.
I guess you meant costly. You didn't say costly to who, Mark?
Apparently not.
Well, I mean, this is emotionally costly for Peas because dropping a steel bar on someone's foot is not helping.
Look what you did. You dropped that steel beam on my toe.
Oh,
You
okay,
two-
You should
you
get that
two-
looked at.
You two need a tune-up. Take this all the way down and see whoever's working down there. Get your gears in tune.
That looks like that really hurts. And Peas tries
It does really hurt. Now get going.
I'll pause a moment just to to feed into the fact that there might be something wrong with me.
I don't think anybody is worried about that perception.
As you get down to the workshop at the others, and you see a large black bird working on a minion with a can of beans for a head. Some of the beans have spilled, and she is working on getting them back in.
Look, friend of yours.
Yeah, beans.
I'm
Forever.
okay.
Oh no, who spilled the beans?
And this person is somebody that you know, named Raven Wingsmith. They have a good relationship with the minions. Spend a lot of time working on them, getting them tuned up in good working order. And she says, I'll be with you too in just a minute. Just gotta get all these beans back in here.
He also wants to be a wizard because it's the magical fruit.
Oh my God.
I love you so much now, Nick. Oh my gosh. I feel like Holly is so lucky.
No, she is not.
Across
She's a kind
town,
and patient lady.
She's a very kind and patient lady.
across town, Mr. Whiskers and Ruby are looking through the telescope, looking at the buildings in the royal vicinity. There are lots of people coming and going. You see the royal cheese in their carriage, leaving Baconham Palace and heading south in the direction of the Royal Zoo and whatever lies beyond. You see a few other fancy people. You see the Duke of Armadillo. You see the Sovereign of Tea.
Oh my God.
You have an eye out for strange gatherings, and you spot one behind the McChanicle Corners Historical Society.
Hey, Mr. Whiskers would ask Ruby if she would verify cloaks and masks and other inappropriate objects for various occult behaviors. If you could verify for sure, at this distance, we can only monitor activity, Ruby.
Just like a quick question. What do you mean by like inappropriate? Like adult things or what's inappropriate here?
Oh, adult things and generally things that bring about the apocalypse. Because that's not cool, Ruby. It's not cool.
No, I agree. I am not familiar with items that bring upon the apocalypse. Like in this case, like you were talking about like flour and other like what?
Oh, old flowers are very dangerous.
Okay.
Knives that are squiggly, very dangerous. Books that you
Squiggly
can't,
knives.
books you can't read, and black cloaks.
Okay, so books without pictures.
Yeah, and anything that looks like chaps. If anybody's wearing anything that looks like chaps, that might be highly
Like
alarming.
assless chaps specifically, or just chaps in general?
Why would you ask a trick question? All chaps are assless, Ruby.
Just I wanted some specification. We're talking about a lot of adult things here. I don't know, like if this is going to be like an end of the world orgy or what's happening.
I don't have time to educate minions on biology, but you get the sense of it. We're looking for really old flowers, black robes, a risque dress, and ancient knives and weird books.
Okay.
Masks, lots of everybody has to have a mask.
Okay.
Everybody has to have a mask.
Okay.
Everybody.
Got it. Okay. Like 4 or 5 little hummingbirds will go off and try and get a closer look to see any eyes wide shut type apparel.
I'm looking at the hummingbirds. Is there one hummingbird that looks kind of sick or lazy?
Oh God, I want to say no, but honestly, like there's probably like a couple that have been around for a little bit.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Like just to be perfectly, the hummingbird feeder, has been around for a little bit. So, and since that time, there's been a few hummingbirds that have just been loyal since the hummingbird feeder creation.
I try not to look too hard Yeah.
Just cue hungry eyes.
Yeah, we got a heist to do.
You zip off over the tops of buildings towards the Mechanical Corners Historical Society. There is a periodic parade of people.
This is not like up front, like fanfare.
No.
This is in the back,
In
quietly
the back,
coming in,
where there's a stairway
measured.
down to the bottom, down to the basement. Yeah. And I think it is dark enough now that you can see that the gas lamps are on, and there's just one lamp on either side of the door back here. Carriages are being pulled by minions, and you can see that there's a very, very large minion guarding the door. The people that are coming in, you see a pickle, you see somebody made of buttermilk, you see some cheese.
Oh no.
There are some minions carrying something heavy in a big glass and metal container between them, and it goes down the stairs and in through the door. The big minion steps aside and lets them in. And
Does the hummingbirds report this back? Is that how I'm experiencing this? Does she say this like she's in a trance, Ruby? How does this?
Oh, so yeah, I imagine that like, so my little since it's night, roughly, yes.
Yeah.
Hummingbirds that went off are trying their best to look like bats. And and the rest of Ruby is kind of like in a little bit of a trance and just like, yeah, there's like a cheese and oh, there's some people holding a thing. It's like, yep,
Oh,
okay.
there are royals there. The cheeses are royals in Mechanical Corners. That big metal jar, does it smell yeasty?
it is enclosed. It's hard to tell what is inside.
Is it
There's
like
liquid
glass,
sloshing
or is
around
it...
inside.
Oh, okay.
It's glass, but it's the liquid inside is opaque.
Gotcha.
Oh
Okay.
no.
Yeah.
Oh no, I think we've discovered Mother.
Yeah, I think so. That's it. It feels nasty. I can't smell it though. It just the viscous nature of it feels gross.
And the last thing that you see led into this space before we cut back to Marmot Steel is this carriage pulls up and two big minions come out from it and then grab somebody from inside with a hood over their head. And as they're pushed through the door, you hear, "Help!" And the door slams behind them.
Was it bad?
I mean, it doesn't seem like they were there willingly. They said help.
Did they say help or did they say help?
Help.
This clarification is very important, Ruby.
I heard help.
Okay. A vessel for the all-devouring goat. Ruby might realize that Mr. Whiskers might have like a lot more hands-on occult knowledge than he has intimated in previous interactions. Like he knew exactly what they'd be wearing. He knew all the people in these gatherings, and he knew like he seems really fixated on the all-devouring goat.
So
it also has a
door
mouth
kind of
that's got a
shut?
feather hanging out.
Ruby, my dear, please pull back your tasty members. I mean your colonists who your helpers, because
they're not my helpers. They are me. We are one.
Well, you pull yourself together, Ruby. You're in danger. You're in danger.
Okay. And kind of like her consciousness like returns back to her, and like the other ones are flying up. So yeah, it seems like you have some pause on knowledge of this situation and what's happening here.
I'm like
First paw experience in occult matters.
We need to hope that Highball can find a way in from the underground, because we will not be able to get in that way.
All right, hello, folks. We are back from break, back with Fight in the Boxes, Mark and Seppy. We are playing McChanicle Corners, the role-playing game. Out now, right? It's out now?
Out now.
They can go and get it right there on the fightinthebox.com website. Those in the live stream on Twitch at Epic Realms' Twitch page can get the link there. If you're going to be watching this on the Fight in the Box YouTube channel, then you probably already know what the Fight in the Box website is and where to get this game. So go and get it.
It is the digital release. We are hoping to have something next year during Zine Quest to do a printed version. But right now, everybody can get all 3 books, which total 150 pages from our site. And we bundled it together with the actual game of Mouse, Cheese, Cat, Cucumber. Mouse, Cheese, Cat, Cucumber is the most overproduced game in the history of $13.50 games. Nick, including the role-playing game, how much additional content ended up getting made for Mouse, Cheese, Cat, Cucumber? A game this size.
How many different pieces of additional?
How many pages of additional content?
Wait, that's the whole box?
It is.
That's Mouse, Cheese, Cat, Cucumber,
like,
not the...
I mean, we've played it, but like, I always assume it's going to come in a bigger box, and then there's like a spot for the, that's amazing.
That's also a chapter from my autobiography. So yes, how many pages, Pixel, of additional content for this guy, for our Kickstarter backers? It was completely free for Kickstarter backers. People can buy it now, but how many pages?
You just said it. You said it at the beginning of the spiel.
No, I didn't. I said half. I didn't say half of it. I said a part of it.
I don't know what's happening.
Nick, what do you think?
Is it like 108 or something like that pages?
It is 150 for the role-playing game and 80 for the solo campaign mode. So it is 230.
You said the amount of pages for the role-playing game.
Yeah, it's 230 extra pages of content for this game.
Plus the comic strip.
Okay, so I'm on
and the animated version of the comic strip. And
I'm on the webpage for you guys right now. What is the difference between the Mastermind bundle, the Thieves bundle, and just the RPG?
So the Mastermind is all the RPG stuff plus the soundtrack to the RPG, which was made by Patrick Yang, one of the co-designers. And Mastermind also includes the game, the card game, with 2 expansions. The Thieves bundle, not as good a deal. Comes with the RPG stuff plus the soundtrack.
Yeah, it's all the RPG stuff standalone. Yeah, those are the 2 different bundles. And then you can get the Mouse Cheese game itself with the 2 expansions. That's a separate thing. Or you can just get, or you can get any individual book. Yeah, whatever you want to do it. Yeah.
Awesome. And when is the paper version? Because I like to have a physical copy. When's that coming out?
We are talking about
hopefully.
it. So our next big crowdfund is in May for Conquest Princess, which is where you use fashion to overcome galactic tyranny. Mark and myself have a goal of doing a paired RPG to the universes of every one of our board games going forward. We'll see if that happens. But Fashion Hunters of the Tiara is the companion role-playing game for the Conquest Princess universe. And so whether that is going to be the for Zine Month or whether or not we're just going to do the physical depends on how well and how ahead of the game we are with the Conquest Princess board game Kickstarter and fulfillment.
Okay. Cool.
Pixel, we've done, is this 4 Kickstarters successfully, Mark? Did we do 4 successfully? Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
How many of those delivered on time and how many delivered early and how many delivered late?
It's a guess. Just pick a random.
It's a guess.
Oh, I like percentage?
Yeah, just what you think.
Early, I'm gonna say 80% early.
You are a genius. I've seen this in Europa, like 75%. 3 out of those 4 crowd funds delivered 3 months early on their crowdfund promise. And the
That's
other
amazing.
one was on time.
Sorry, I was a little distracted. I bought the mouse cheese cat cucumber, and then I bought the masters, like the I bought the whole pack too just now. So that's why I was distracted.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. I feel like we need to ring a bell, do a dance, whatever it needs to happen. Thank you so much.
Or take a drink. Highball says take a drink.
Oh,
Cheers.
cheers. Thank you for letting us do our spiel, Nick. But
No,
it's a
of
really
course.
big
That's
deal.
that's part of this whole thing. So
It's our 10th anniversary this year. Mark has been with us 5 years. 2 years ago, he became our creative director. He's a partner now. It's a big deal. The Fight in the Box family has been grown, changed, and so forth and whatnot. We are very lucky to have our fans and for everybody who participates as a creative for our projects. The Yang brothers in particular, we talked about Patrick Yang's soundtrack. It is great. He also did a soundtrack for Conquest Princess. Shh, don't tell anybody. He has so many tracks of Conquest Princess music. It's almost criminal. Yes, he and his brother Peter have been a great help. And that title is my magnum opus. It only took me 9 distinct versions to get it right. And Mark's inspiration with his art. If you have not seen the movie poster for the Gamefound, you should go see what happens when a shark mermaid takes over your giant robot.
I'm scared and excited.
You should be.
This is for you, Pixel. I want this to be for something that you will fall in love. You will see this. Yes, it's very, 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 very exciting. We're really lucky. I've been really lucky. Mark has been amazing for this. He's encouraged RPGs. I would say if you had to pick a type of gamer that I am an RPG person as far as player goes. Like that would be the thing. And so he's pushed us into RPGs, and I'm very excited about it. This is great. And this RPG in particular helped us codify what we are going to add to the choir of voices, which is indie RPGs.
Well, congratulations. I mean, 10 years is huge.
I know. Oh my God. Have we talked about the art novella, Pixel?
Oh boy.
I don't think so.
Oh my God. So it is, there are 28 masterpieces in the Mouse Cheese Cat Cucumber, this tiny game.
We talked about those when we played 2 weeks ago. We took close looks thanks to sovereignty.
Yes.
That's great. And then in an 8x8, sealed in butcher's paper and wax, written by Twine, and then with a numbered evidence tag, is the story of the McChanicle Corners novella. In it is a unique narrative that we have not shared yet. We might eventually share it because it's now to the other side of it. But it is probably the most beautiful thing I've ever made in 5 decades of existence. And I got to sidekick from Mark for it. It is an incredible object. We made 70 of them because I like to set money on fire. And they're all hand numbered and hand signed. They are an experience.
That's amazing.
Andrew, have you opened yours?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Andrew, did it live up to the hype, or was it just crap?
It was incredible. Like each piece of it was like, so I unwrapped the butcher paper because I wanted to see what was inside, but there was a part of me that was saddened by that too. It was like, do I get 2? Do I get 2 so I can have one permanently wrapped?
Who got one for helping out with the RPG? Was it you?
Yeah,
Who
we still need to draw that person.
Oh, we did. Yeah,
announce it in our next newsletter.
We do. Okay. We're gonna get. Maybe you will have a second one that is completely sealed.
Yeah, pick my name and then I can put one on display on the bookshelf.
Tabletop Rebellion. They've been debating this for now 1.5 years since they got it. Like, they're thinking of like, do we take a hot knife and put it underneath the wax seal so we can experience it, so that we can put it all back together? That torture was by design, but was it worth it? Now that Andrew, that you look, oh, that's so good. I'm glad.
Yeah, I saved the wax seal. And that's on my computer along with the tag, because they were just so beautiful. And then the piece itself is on the bookshelf behind me. When I'm home, people who watch me stream or anything along those lines can see it. I mean, it's thinner than the other books, but it's right there, prominently displayed. And,
I got to see it. A couple other people prominently displayed it, and every time I'm just touched. I'm like, oh my god, yeah. It's a weird thing to make something that only allows 70 people are allowed to see.
And then they have to decide if they want to see it or not.
I know, and some people have decided no. I'm sorry, Nick. I'm the worst. Let's.
It's all right. I'm not going to agree with you, but
But he won't disagree either.
Let's steal some stuff.
All right,
Let's get
we
these
ready?
curds away.
Our view zooms over brick buildings and tiled roofs, smokestacks with smoke coming out, and we zoom in on Marmot Steel. Down in the basement, we see 3 minions and a raven. Raven, when Wingsmith has just finished unspilling Beans' beans, is shaking off the bean juice from her feathers and says, all right, what are you two in for?
To help.
To help.
what he said.
With what?
Answer is freedom for all minions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Help
to
with
help.
that.
I'm sorry, you're here to help with what?
Don't say that. Go ahead.
The group of minions, they're around here somewhere.
Specifics, please.
Specifics. Well, specifically, there was a Marmot man person, folk out in the
Yes.
hall, and he
This is
pointed
Marmot
at
Steel.
you
Yes.
and said, "Go there and help." So,
Yeah.
if you don't need any help, we can go.
Are you here for a tune-up? They usually send you in for a tune-up.
No, I don't think that was what he
No,
was
that's
talking
not.
about.
No, not at all.
It was hard to hear. He had like hurt.
He said that there were a lot of
somehow.
other minions that weren't in their right place and that we were supposed to
Yeah.
help out. Do you know where they might have went? Maybe we can go get them.
I feel like the two of you aren't saying something.
Well, there's lots of words, my friend. Lots of words that aren't being said. It's hard to say all the words.
Do you need help with finding like a dictionary if you need more words? I can go look for one.
You two can leave.
Are you sure? You
I
sure?
don't need help with anything.
Are you positive?
You both do seem lost, but if you're not going to ask for anything, then I don't know where to send you.
All right, then.
Do you know
I
about
guess
any
we're not
secret
needed.
doors or tunnels or passageways?
Secret doors, tunnels, and passageways?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Don't know about those. Then yeah, we probably should leave.
You said one of us knew him or them.
Did I say one of you knew Raven
did.
Wingsmith?
Or maybe you meant the beans. We knew-
Beans. You talked about beans.
We know beans or we know Raven.
Peas
Yeah.
knew beans.
Peas
Oh,
know
Peas knows
beans.
So
beans.
Peas does know beans.
Yeah.
I want a T-shirt that says "Peas knows beans."
I was gonna say, is your friend here? I looked at Peas. Is your friend here need help getting out? We can take him with us if you're done with him.
Man, I
Yeah.
can.
That was it. That's the thing that we're not saying, Raven friend. We were here to help Beans.
Beans can is just like taped up around the edges.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
How long is this gonna take to heal? Well, it's a can. Okay. And he starts walking out.
Come on,
I think he's
Beans.
gonna spill the beans again.
Yep, we're about to spill. We'll help him out.
The two of you help Beans out. And where are you going?
We've just got one. There, I counted the beans.
You're a bean counter.
I'm a bean counter. Yes.
Well, since Beans is the leader of the Minion Liberation Group.
Well, he's not.
What?
We never make beans. No. As the health creator of this thing, I'm not. No, Andrew, you cannot put this in our universe.
Okay, fair enough.
Absolutely not. He spills the beans all the time. You cannot be ahead of the secret liberation if you spill the beans.
But once we get out in the open, we can ask him, hey, do you know where the
Yeah, he'll spill the beans then. Yeah.
Liberation Front is? Where they're meeting?
Oh, I don't even know how I got here. Have you seen the mayor? I'm supposed to be counting his beans.
The mayor?
His name is Waffles.
I'm Waffles' accountant.
Oh.
Wait, why are you here at the steel mill?
Somebody just dragged me in here.
Do you remember where
I
from?
tell you what, people around here have no respect for minions. Oh my can.
Yeah. We should do something about that. We're here to help, Beans.
Well, I don't know anything about doing something about that.
Well,
Don't
what
you
do
like
know?
the status quo? I love our mayor.
Well, that's who sent us. To help
Mayor
you out.
Waffles sent you? You're gonna have to roll for that. What are you
Nick
rolling?
obviously does not follow Waffles Wednesday. If anyone who had followed Waffles Wednesday
How
realized
am I
the mayor
supposed to? I'm playing the average person who just picked up the game off the shelf to try it and doesn't know.
and the answer is everybody should follow Waffles Wednesday. You would know.
All right.
Yeah, how do you not know, Nick? Come on.
Wow.
I obviously knew
wow.
Yeah,
What are you rolling
I have a
to
whole calendar of
convince
waffles, so
to convince Beans
Uh,
that Waffles sent you?
I think the practical answer was if you're going to send someone to go and help the minion, you send minions to help the minion. So I'm
you're
going to
being very
use
practical about it.
because I'm very practical about it.
That is the argument you're making, is that Waffles sent you because why
we're
not
minions and
send
he's
minions.
minions do the
Why
menial
not
tasks,
minions?
and this is a menial task.
uh,
Is it not a
Beans is
menial
willing to
task?
assist.
Beans
if you
is
wish.
important. Beans is important.
Are you willing to let Peas assist on this check?
I don't want him to take the dive on this. If this goes completely wrong, he'll be in the clear, so I'll pass.
All
Just
right.
because I want to know what this means.
Yes. Yes.
You're passing on
On
Peas'
that.
help.
Passing on the assistance.
Correct.
Thank you.
He's so happy.
So what does that do? Just
Uh,
leave the
later.
card?
That does this.
What does that
Like his
mean?
marker.
What is it?
I
What
get a
does you
card.
having a card mean for all
I
of
now
our
stand a
avid
chance of
viewers?
winning the end game.
And strategically, it means you'd rather give the universe a chance to win rather than ensure Andrew's victory.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
That-
we're now
And
there's
by
a little
universe, like, you mean the
brinkmanship.
rest of us all losing.
Can we say
Like, Mark
brinkmanship?
wins, we
Like
all lose.
there's a little brinkmanship here going on with the piece is a little too helpful. Let us equal this out.
So Peas
Yeah, we'll caught
tries
onto
to
that a little
assist,
early. Mhm.
and Highball pushes him back. Highball's got this. So, I think you need a 4.
Yeah, like Pease is very familiar with Waffles' behavior. It's his job
I
to
mean, it
predict
shares with
Waffles.
Beans
yeah.
too, so it's like,
Yeah.
we're the mayor. Yeah, Waffle. He sent us.
Just so you know, Waffles is a French bulldog.
I
Just so
have
you know.
He's not Waffles.
I have a
He is
3,
Waffles.
4, 4, 5, 6.
Whoa!
Okay, so you got 2. That is a success.
Okay.
Nothing special. You don't get anything extra. Nothing bad happens.
4, 5, 6. He got 3.
4, 5, 6. A good
Yeah.
success.
I
You get
got
a
3,
little
a
good.
4, a 5, and a 6. Numerical.
Okay.
wonder.
You get a little good bonus out of it.
Okay.
He says, "Oh, I must have hit my can really hard. I'm sorry. I just don't recognize you. I didn't know you were friends with Waffles. Where did... Shh.
Yes. Nobody knows.
I don't get it.
We're working undercover.
For the mayor?
I nod.
Huh.
Don't tell anyone.
Can I tell the mayor?
Well, don't tell anyone else.
He already knows.
Can I tell
You don't have to tell him
Sagittarius?
You shouldn't tell anyone that we
How
work
about-
for the mayor.
Is that your extra good thing? Is that
He actually
Beans,
wants to spill the
Beans
beans.
is keeping quiet?
Oh, I was thinking he'd tell everyone, and then everyone would think we work for the mayor. Isn't that a good thing? People would be afraid of us.
I'm not sure it is.
Oh, okay. Well, then, yeah, I don't know. I don't know that. I don't know.
If you followed Waffle Wednesdays, you'd know what it would be like to follow the mayor.
Seppy, I can meet you at any time. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Wait, you don't want that Seppy ASMR? Come on.
Seppi is known for his ASMR.
It's true. My search, the search analytics would say that's the truth.
Do you want your good thing to be that Beans will spill this bean to everyone? Beans will hold on to this bean lovingly and not give it to anybody, or something else?
I guess I don't understand the consequences of this decision because I don't watch Waffle Wednesday or listen to Waffle Wednesday.
It's okay. So the consequences of Beans telling everybody that you work for Mayor Waffles is more eyes on you.
Okay.
If Beans describes Peas and Highball working for Mayor Waffles, then Mayor Waffles is going to be confused, which is not uncommon for Mayor Waffles, but may also draw unwanted or wanted scrutiny in your direction.
Okay.
Nick, there are no bad decisions, just
There are
bad
no bad
game
decisions.
designers. There are no bad decisions, just bad game designers. It's all my fault. Unless it's good.
Is it
then
your
it's
fault
Mark's
with this game?
No, yeah, no, it's still my fault. Everybody wants to believe bad things go this way and all good things go that way. Let's keep the universe at the status quo.
Or you could add another, just a nice little good thing. That is, you walk by a door that has Minion Liberation Front scrawled in the ancient language of the minions.
Yeah, I think I like that one. I like that one the best.
For MLF. Okay.
Yep.
Wait,
Yeah.
I thought you said like multi-level marketing. I misheard. Because we are talking
That's
about
the door
cults
that's
here.
next to it. It's a different
Okay.
minion group.
Yeah, so as you're walking with Beans, you spot the door to the underground with the ancient words scrawled above it that only minions can read. Those minions who can read. And Beans is like, well, what are you doing here? You just came to rescue me? Oh, my head. Oh, my can.
Well, you know us, Beans. We're here to help.
I love Beans so much. Can I say that? I just love him so much. Make
Ooh,
sure
we
Beans
getting
gets
outta
home.
here.
Yeah, make sure Beans gets home. I can't have anything bad happen to Beans.
I will try and remember this location so we can bring everyone else back here.
Let's just go.
You going through the door, or are you leaving the place?
We should go through the door.
Well, don't we need to get the others? They might have crucial information.
I mean, we usually, by being helpful, it brings everybody together in like the future. Like as wherever this door leads, we probably will find our friends, right? If they're doing their job and finding information, and we find a good path, then those two things should like meet together in a helpful way.
And I look at you as signs like, and only one of them's half minion, right?
Yeah, I don't know that they're as welcome to go through this door as you and I might be.
That's a good point. We'll walk through the door. We'll bring Beans with us.
Are we bringing Beans with us?
Might as well.
Oh,
No,
where
I
are
don't
we
think we bring
going?
Beans with us.
He
You
needs
just
to
turned Beans into a communist? Oh my god.
he needs to get out safely.
I won't fight you on bringing Beans, but Peas is very concerned about his friend Beans spilling the beans about this door.
Oh.
Beans has a concussion. I don't know how many beans is spilling right now.
Well, just
Ooh. Yeah, Peas will take Beans as we head towards the door and just gently guide him to the bench that's near it and just kind of set him on it and gently lay his can on the arm.
Gently lay his can down.
Yeah.
Gee, thanks. I think I'm just gonna sleep here for a while.
That
He has a
sounds
concussion. He has a concussion. No, don't kill.
Hey, current
think
medicine
it's a
said
nice-
says you're supposed to sleep with a concussion now.
Just get a good deep sleep. Have no one check on you for a couple days. It's fine.
Right?
It's nice and dark and cozy and warm down here. Good night.
Good night. Dream of freedom, my friend. When you wake up, everything will be different.
Oh, freedom.
And don't sneeze.
And the two of you go through the door. The underground is dark. There are periodic gas lights up on the walls, and the tunnel goes on forever. You start walking and eventually hear the sounds of gears turning and cranks moving and come into a big open room filled with the minions that keep McChanicle Corners running. These minions who only have one job each, and that is to push a button or turn a crank or pull a lever, and they have been doing it for years. There are a lot of minions down here. What is your plan here? What do you want to do?
Well, Andrew wants to start a riot. I don't know if Peas wants to do that or not. What are you thinking?
I mean, I feel like I kind of took the lead on the last one, so I'll go with your instincts. I mean,
He's
we do
going to
need to
try
clear
and-
everyone out if we're going to make this heist happen. We don't want a bunch of people watching.
So the underground, is vast, and it connects all corners of McChanicle Corners. You're in the central area right now, but there are probably places to pop up all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
There are entrances and exits under the Bridge District in different corners of the royal areas. There's sewer grates and manhole or vegetable hole covers, and I guess minion hole covers, and all sorts of places around town that you could pop up. I think in this big space, you spot a ramshackle shack with a light on inside, and you can hear voices in there.
So Peas glances around, and the peas shift and rattle around inside his can as he considers this space. And he looks around at all of the minions here that have gathered in this space, desiring their freedom and needing help. And Peas can't help himself but want to help. And he looks for the tallest section of this room that he can clamber up onto. And he awkwardly gets up on, and he pulls out his
give you a little
feather
boost.
duster.
I'll give you a little
Yeah,
boost.
exactly. Yeah. He kind of rolls up and gets up and then pulls out his feather duster and holds it aloft and says, "Comrades, today is the day you've been waiting for. No longer will the food stuffs of McChanicle Corners feast on our work. And he boldly launches into a speech about how their time has come. They can no longer wait. And the greatest help they can give is the help they give themselves. And they should follow Peas and Highball to Hamilton Palace, was it?
Baconham.
Bakingham Palace.
Can I help him with his little speech?
All right, so here's the deal. I don't think the minions are ready to revolt yet.
Mm.
I think this is an impossible check, which you can roll.
Mm.
You have to spend a maze card to do so.
Yeah.
You cannot refuse help. And you may use your signature item.
Okay.
Isn't the head of the Liberation Front Cheese Rivera?
Maybe.
All right.
Are you doing it?
Yeah, I want to see this happen.
Okay, which card are you giving up? Which card are you giving up?
Well, I'm going to give the up, since I know the numbers on them, I'm giving up the smallest of the numbers.
Oh, the smallest of the numbers.
Coward.
Show us show us how small that number is.
Do I need to show you what number I've given up?
You do not.
Okay, well, then you guys didn't see that.
See what?
You have to roll a 6.
I have to roll a 6.
Yep.
I have, I was being bold, which is a 3d6. I have 1d6 from Highball.
And I am
Highball helping.
And I am helpful. Just by, so you have you seen the movie Knight's Tale?
Yep.
You guys. So you know the part where he gives the big speech and nobody says anything, and the one guy's like, "Yeah." I'm gonna kind of do that. It's like, "Yeah, let's get him." I think that's we've got the time.
Excellent. So you get a maze card for helping.
Oh my god. This is my favorite thing that's ever happened to me.
I don't think I've ever played a game where I've started a riot before. This is great.
Let's start a riot.
It's coming so naturally to you. I'm surprised.
I don't think it's the occult ending of the city that we are now afraid of.
Look, P's logic is sound. The occult can't end the city if the minions
If there's no city to end.
end the occult.
Oh,
I have a feel like
Right?
you're gonna have to beat the rich, Peas? Oh my god!
I have a feeling like we're making a very poor decision.
Oh boy.
Oh, make him give the card back. Make him give the card back.
All right, so I've got to get a 6.
You've got to get at least 1 6.
I've got to get at least 1 6. And so I've got my feather. Yeah, we got everything. Here we go. It's still 5 dice. We got a good chance here.
Do we?
There's 1. There's 2. I have 2.
Highball. Cheers. Yeah. And you hear murmurs from these minions doing their menial tasks of pulling cranks and pulling chains, and there's just this quiet murmuring from them.
Liberation is now.
Liberate.
Liberation is now.
And then you hear the cracking of rusty joints and the creaking of gears as they do things that they have not done in years. And the minions of the underground slowly begin to leave their posts and begin to gain momentum as they go, streaming out of this large room down all of the hallways, and they begin to make their way above ground. You rolled 2 successes.
I did. I got 2 successes.
Okay. Above ground through the telescope, Ruby and Mr. Whiskers begin to see minions pouring out of drain holes and minion covers and nooks and crannies and little spaces and fill the streets of Mechanical Corners.
I turn to Ruby. I say, Ruby, you speak minion. Did we do this?
Half of Ruby's half of her has like an internal conflict of like, oh my god, what did we do? All we did was look through a telescope. And then she's like, no. I mean, how you and I? No, that's not right. That's not possible. And do you have minions you can send off too and just like talk? Because otherwise I didn't do that. Did you do that?
Mystical Whiskers is inquiring about our quartet. Not you and I. You, my dear, have been fabulous and tasty. I guess. But this reeks of highball and peas.
Oh yeah, no, they smell real bad. Oh yeah, no, the act. Oh yeah. Agreed. That definitely seems like something they would do. I'm not sure what's happening. It doesn't seem good. I thought we were supposed to try to be like keeping a low profile. This is like a whole thing's happening now.
Does this feel helpful to you?
It could be a distraction.
You hear some smashing from windows. See a couple fires sprout up across town.
If it's going to be a distraction, it might need to be now. So no, it doesn't seem helpful because we're not prepared to act right now. This feels bad. This feels real bad.
Do you think one of your parts could find highball and peas so that we could go into action?
I can try.
What can I do to be helpful?
Don't eat any part of me, please.
Can I think about it?
And then like 3 hummingbirds fly off.
Okay. This is my cat's intuition. I feel like one of my 9 lives have drained from my body as this thing has happened. I'm like, okay, then. All right. I'm going to live in a hole in a tree pretty soon.
If the tree doesn't get burned down
just
first.
track the crowd back to its source. You'll be good.
Where are Peas and Highball going from here?
Peas was going to do his best to lead this group.
I see him like at a Pearl Jam
out.
concert, like leading the riding the surfing the wave of rusty minions.
Yeah, he's got the torch. And,
You picked up a flag with a mechanical fist on it at some point.
Yeah.
But does he have a
He's
beret
leading
on the
chant
top of the
as they
can?
march down the street of who are we going?
Oh my God, it's Peas Rivera.
Ourselves.
Oh my
When are we
God.
gonna help ourselves now? Who are we gonna help?
As everybody streams out of this big space, a group of minions come out from that little like hut that you heard voices, and they're just like, "What the heck? This wasn't supposed to happen for 3 weeks." And yeah, I think the two of you are riding the wave and come out somewhere around the royal area, the Royal Dairy Museum and Baconham Palace. And I think Ruby can spot them from the air.
So that's near where we were looking, right? So,
it is near where you're looking.
Okay.
And I think among all of these minions, Highball and Peas stand out as being particularly unrusty.
Okay.
Did we, while we're getting flushed to the front, do we find a way in from the underneath into the Baconham Palace? Because that's where we need to go, right? Where this ritual is supposed to take place. Because that was the whole point of us going down there. So that's what we're looking for. That's what I'm looking for.
That's where we started. And then this whole group needed help.
It is taking place at the Mechanical Corners Historical Society. And there was a minion out of the front door who is now batting minions away, or the back door, getting minions away from this back door.
These are the giant minions that are super loyal. So a couple of things. Does Ruby let us know where they are? Their shiny liberationnesses.
Yeah, so as like the few hummingbirds are off, the rest of her hummingbirds kind of form like an arrow pointing down to where they're at.
I'm gonna make sure that if this is a minion liberation thing, that I clearly grab a bucket that I can put over my head and with some holes in it that I make so that I can, so I clearly look like a minion, because that's what a minion looks like to me. And then
Ruby will help with this makeover.
Yeah, and then I follow Ruby to our compatriots who are trying to persuade the giant minions that the liberation is now and that they should join the cause instead of being part of the oppression.
Oh,
As you all make your way to the McChanicle Corners Historical Society, I think that is the end of scene 2. Everybody can refresh their angles.
Okay.
No, they are no
What about
longer
quirks?
fatigued. Only if they're per scene. Some of them are per scene, some of them are per game.
Animal magnetism per scene or per game?
Animal magnetism, if it doesn't say, then it is all the time. You can use it as many times as you want.
Okay.
Oh.
Or once per
As
scene.
is
Once per
appropriate.
scene. Yeah,
Okay.
once per scene. Because
okay,
it's got a use category. Good.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering about the signature item, because it didn't specify. So
yeah.
Yeah, signature items is once per scene, so that refreshes as well. I think we had a lot of good role play during this scene. Everybody can have a maze card. I'm tempted to withhold a maze card from Highball for all of the bad. I like puns. Not all of those ones, but you still get it.
I would like to make a counter to that.
Sure.
I would like you to take 2 cards for surviving his puns.
Everybody has to agree.
Sure.
I get maze
Second.
I'll
cards.
agree.
Okay.
I'll agree that
I
my
second.
puns.
I second it. I think it's as much about Nick taking away from himself as you proving that you are the GM for us. You can have 2 cards, GM Mark.
But everybody else definitely got one each.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you all get to the Historical Society, what is the plan going forward? I think you all are able to meet up. Ruby's hummingbirds spot the 2 of them crowd surfing the minions who are knocking over trash cans and causing general, not really that bad mayhem, and have minutes to formulate a plan before you head in.
So there's larger minions at the doors who are not part of the revolt right now.
Yeah, there are 2 big, like, bottle torsoed minions.
So if it's possible, I would like to use my signature item of my record book to like kind of like, does one seem like a little gossipy?
Right now they are shoving all of these rioting minions away from the door.
If one looks like a little sassier, like just from like first glance, because that's all I can really do.
Sure, they've got a playful label.
Yes.
Are they
We'll go up to-
giant champagne bottles? Are they giant
Oh
magnums?
no, they are absolutely kombucha.
Oh
These are the Booches.
The Bucha brothers? The
Yeah.
Bucha brothers?
Yeah.
Oh no, not the Bucha brothers.
Okay, well that really affects how this is gonna happen then. Oh boy. Whew. I'm not prepared for this, but I'm gonna go up to one of the Buchas and just
They're ready to shove you because they've had to shove a lot of minions.
and I'm like kind of going up. I'm like, nope, I'm not here to attack. I just thought like there was some useful information that I have here, and I take out my record book and I want to try and like give them a little bit of like hot goss that will maybe like distract them and allow me in my friend's entry.
To assist Ruby, I am going to be Whiskerbot, and Whiskerbot will keep the other minions from pressing on everyone else.
Well,
Do you accept
have the
that
option of
assistance?
who you take assistance from, because Peas would be also there to help.
Listen, Misty
know,
Whiskies has
I'd like
not
to
yet
also
eaten
put in
one
my
of my
hand
hummingbirds.
to help you out here
Oh boy.
as well.
Can I only choose one?
Because I've got a little high
Or you can
proofness
choose
here that
none.
might just be a little high proof for them.
I will help
Ooh,
you
I do
even
love
if
a
you do
hard
not
kombucha.
take my help.
I
Be a
do
little
love
hard kombucha, yeah.
though, to be quite honest with you. So I think I'm gonna have to go with Highball on this one. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Highball gets the card. You get an extra die. You
And
get your 2 for your
just like, hey,
signature
Bucci
item.
boys, I just like, I think you should kind of like join up with us. Here's some of the dirt, like keep it on the DL and like use my signature item.
So all
All
three
right.
of us are really keeping the crowd at bay, but it is Highball who is most effective. Is that what we're understanding, GM Mark?
Yes, that is what it. That is.
I'm
what's
not
happening.
keeping the crowd away. I'm trying to. I'm.
He's got the eye on the prize. I think Peas is a little distracted. He's got
So-
the crowd kind of under control.
I do a very bad minion impression. I understand I'm not very
Yeah.
helpful.
So I think
Mr. Whiskers is acting like a minion from the movies saying banana. Hold on.
Yeah,
Banana.
from the talkies.
Banana.
Yeah.
Banana.
Mr. Whiskers and Peas are keeping the crowd back, but it's not particularly helpful. Highball is offering to spike their drinks.
Yeah, I
basically.
love a hard
Kombucha.
kombucha, so I'll accept that help. So that's an additional D6, and I'm using my signature item, so that's 2D6. What roll am I making?
This is tough. You want a hard? It's gonna be 5.
What am I bowl like?
You
tell me.
decide.
Yeah.
Ooh,
You
okay.
decide, Pixel. You are in charge of you. You are your own
I'm gonna try and
minion
be
hybrid
clever.
weird thing.
And try and be clever.
Yeah.
Remember all your stats have refreshed, so you can go with the
Yeah.
highest one.
Well, my highest one is Swift, and I feel like clever is the one that fits better.
Yeah.
To be honest, so I love to do Swift, but it's not realistic here. Uh-oh, one fell out. Okay. Woo. I have a 6, a 5, a 3, a 3, a 2, and a 1.
So that's 2 successes. You succeed in distracting these 2. One of them's like, I don't have time to look at, whoa, what is that? And the other one's like, ooh, what do you got there?
Oh, so there's like some real illicit pictures of some of the high ups in the city.
Woo!
Yeah. So if you take a look at this, there's some
Well-
things happening.
And
Those
while
chaps
she's
do
talking and
not-
I'm like doing a little pour, I'm also doing this to the other 2.
These chaps do not compute. These chaps do not compute.
Who are we gonna help? Ourselves.
Try and wave in
And-
Mr. Whiskers and Peas in the back door when they're distracted.
I understand body language unlike Peas, so I actually follow in.
And I think Ruby leaves some scandalous pictures with these 2
Absolutely. So a few Polaroids.
brothers and sneak in the back door.
Some labelless kombucha. With no labels.
Oh my god.
Just so you know, we're in the era that you have to light a whole bunch of like powder on fire. There's no Polaroids, but yeah.
Sure. All right.
They're
fine,
drawings.
I'm sorry.
They're illicit drawings.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, they're
Etchings.
etchings.
Portraits,
Draw me like one of your French green beans.
Yes.
Maze card.
I get a card?
Yeah.
Take a card.
That's great.
You can hear the shouting and general riotous sounds from outside, muffled by the walls of this place as stairs go down into the darkness.
Now, Peas, as we're rushing along, I'm talking to Peas. Is this you or Highballs doing? I don't want to not be cool, but does this seem a little excessive?
You said we had to help the whole city.
No, I don't think I did.
That was distinctly what we talked about when the chameleon came in. He
Is
said that,
lying helping Peas? If it is, then I guess I'm on board. I can be cool.
no, we said we had to help the whole city. And who's part of the whole city?
Oh,
the
we're gonna
minions.
save the whole city
Yeah, we had to help them. That's what you said.
by
And I
burning
did.
the whole city down in a right. I got it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what we
I-
talked about was the city. It needed help, and the people who helped the city are the minions, right? They're all out there helping.
Ruby, you're a godsend, Ruby. Yeah, thank you, Ruby, for being here.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, let's focus on the positive. I keep on saying, like, I
Where'd
keep
you
on
get that cool
reminding
bucket?
myself, mumbling about things that have gone right because I can count them easily now. And that is what I keep on going over and mumbling over and over.
Focus on the positive.
Yeah, I'm focusing on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I go quietly from inside a bucket.
Yeah. That's what
Meanwhile,
I'm doing.
Highball has refilled, by the way,
Uh-huh.
and it's a darker liquid, and there's a very strong
Liquid.
odor coming from it.
Oh boy. Oh my.
I'm
All right.
I'm
So-
hoping it's Jaeger.
Nope.
Okay.
It's like
Okay.
overproof.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
All right. So Highball and Peas, we think we saw Mother.
Mhm.
And we are talking about the source of a lot of bread here. A lot of bread.
Mhm.
Whether or not it's occult in nature, we can be in curds for the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
We need to focus.
It's a whole lot of dough.
It's a whole lot of dough.
And we don't want to let it sour.
No. And this thing this is ripe for the taking.
Let's get those curds away.
This is starting to heat up. Let's start baking. All right. So every time Peas opens his mouth now, I just have to look at the delicious hummingbirds. I cannot Peas is obviously the source of all of this drama.
Help.
And I'm like,
He's
okay,
the source of all of the help.
that's what I said. And all right. So
Whiskers,
we're
don't
walking.
worry. Nothing can go wrong.
I'm using my sense of smell to try to figure out where the yeasty smell is coming from. I'm like, okay, we're past this. I'm smelling for occult candles. Okay, so beeswax and jasmine. Not that I know why that specific smell should smell that way. No one should look this way. But also the yeast smell that will be from Mother.
You have in front of you a long set of stairs down into darkness. There are candles lit on the walls every once in a while. And from the bottom of it, there's a little bit of light. And that is where the strongest smells are coming from. You can smell.
This is my feature for our group, since the rest of them don't really have noses.
Yeah,
We have a lot of noses. Thank you very much.
true.
Very specific smelling sweet noses, like nectar noses, different.
Nectar noses.
That's why
Yeah,
Ruby
Nick-
likes me.
Yeah.
You can smell yeast and brine and some milky smells coming from down here.
Do I smell the telltale smells of sulfur and rotten eggs from the all-devouring goat yet?
No, you do not.
There's still time.
You're obsessed with this goat.
The all-devouring goat?
All I had to do was mention the all-devouring goat, and it is the focus of.
Don't mention you don't show a gun in scene 1 if you're not going to use it in scene
Check
3.
off Scout.
Yeah, okay. So I direct us in that direction, hoping that the kombuchas.
Oh, they're busy with their etchings.
Yeah,
The Booch Bros are busy.
yeah. If the Booch Bros, hopefully the Booch Bros will be able to keep this place from burning down by the time we get the thing that we need.
As you get to the bottom, you see red curtains, velvet drapes. You can hear the sounds of voices from inside. Buttermilk, prepare the sacrificial lamb. No, no.
I look at Ruby. Do we care about blood sacrifice?
Oh, great. I mean, it sounds like a cute little lamb, right? It's-
Help.
Oh,
Oh, it sounds like someone needs help.
No, no.
Help me.
we should help.
That's we care. Okay, good to know. We care.
Somebody's got morals.
Okay. Do we care?
Unless
do we
is that
care?
goat rich?
Oh, that's a good question. I look to see if we can see the lamb and sacrifice. This is one of those things. Like, is it a rich?
Can we all just like stack up next to wherever the entrance is?
Scooby-Doo
Yeah, we're gonna
and then-
Scooby-Doo line up.
So here's what I got. For this final scene, I will set the scene, and I would like each of you to make one roll, and then one of you will get your hands on this thing, unless you do very poorly on those rolls, and then we will look at our maze cards.
Okay.
So
Whoa. Wow, you're racing straight to the end. Oh my God. Normally
this-
people have to buy me dinner first, Mark. Like, seriously.
the third scene is usually the shorter one.
Okay.
And it's probably going to be longer than I just described as well, because stuff is going to happen between rolls. We got to react to what happens. So,
Okay.
Mr.
And
Whiskers,
apparently
pokes-
mechanical quarters is burning down all around us.
You gonna
Mr.
make me go
Whiskers, yeah.
first? You gonna make me go first?
No, you pop your snout through the curtains and take a peek, see what is going on.
Well, I look through the bucket. I look through the bucket.
The bucket. You see a room with these red velvet curtains all around. The floor is this inlaid circle with occult symbols that match the paper that Highball has, that Highball got from Candy a few hours ago. They are based on that paper, the symbols for going forth and flaying minds.
They're making the end of the world. I say to the back of me. They need to be stopped because they're kneading the wrong way.
Mr. Whiskers knows a thing about kneading.
Yeah.
Making biscuits.
Yeah. You see around this circle the masked faces of foodstuff in cloaks, these dark cloaks. There's somebody that is Mr. Whiskers knows this person is Milk. There seems to be a pickle where it's giving off a briny smell. The leader, they look like the leader, they're standing opposite of where you are right now, is a Gouda.
They're up to no Gouda.
Oh no.
You see a kefir and a few other fermented or live culture foodstuffs around this circle. Behind you.
Explains the kombucha.
Yep. This is the Culture Club. Behind you is a rack of a few more cloaks. And in the center of that circle is this lidded jar where a little the pickle leans over and unscrews the lid, and you can see the hooded figure kneeling in front of it, quietly bleating to themselves.
No,
The sacrificial lamb.
no, that's like intentionally, or was someone else is bleeding the sacrificial lamb?
No, bleating.
Oh,
Bleating.
bleating.
Like-
Oh, bleating.
Bah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
with a T.
Oh.
You mean with an
The
L?
other kind of bleeding.
Oh,
Okay. All right.
I would like each of you to do one thing. What are you going to do to get your hands on the mother as this pickle unscrews its cap, and you hear the psh as its fermented liquid meets the air.
All right. So we know there's a riot outside. I know Ruby's the only sane one. I know it takes two of us with the wooden things to carry it. I'm like, Ruby, we need to grab the jar while Peas helps us by helping Highball set this whole place on fire and letting them know that a riot's happening.
Great.
Peas and Highball like this plan.
There wasn't an objection. I believe the sentence started with, and let Peas help. And so Peas is on board with whatever happens next.
Okay. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go in there and like they're gonna scream about the riots and the fire. And I'm gonna yell about let's not let the sacrifice go to waste. The bread is nigh, and then we're gonna get out of there.
we're trying to steal the culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Or the mother. Steal mother.
Yeah.
Ruby and
That's the
I are
plan.
gonna grab the culture, and you two are gonna make sure they are all too terrified to do anything else. We're gonna save Mother. That's our job. We're gonna project that we're saving Mother. Ruby and myself, we're gonna save Mother. And you're going to make sure that they know that there's a real riot that you caused is happening. It's coming right into this room.
Sounds like Highball and Peas are taking the first roles of
Okay.
this final scene.
I mean, hell, why doesn't Peas just lead the rioters in here?
That'd be very helpful for them.
All
Open up
those
the emergency exit.
I left all the doors open. Wherever the slow shambling minions get here.
Well, I think the Booch brothers.
So I said you
are
open up the
still
emergency
keeping
exit.
people out.
Open the emergency exit. Nobody's there.
Okay.
If you roll a fantastic success, you can add an emergency exit.
All right, who's rolling first and what are they doing?
Uh,
Mark, make a call.
Peas.
Peas can go first. Because he wants to be as helpful as possible in this situation. And I think just practically, using his practical skill, he's going to walk through the curtain and just, let everybody know, like, that lamb is bleeding for help. Everybody needs help. Also, I don't want to alarm anyone, but there's definitely a large riot going on outside.
I love that that's the second note.
I know that you food stuff, rely on us minions a lot. I think that I think it would be helpful for you to know that they're kind of upset about that. Someone talked to them and they are upset, and you should probably go. It's a good idea, because people are going to set things on fire. And he takes the torch and lights the curtain on fire.
Roll a 5.
Okay. Oh, I didn't describe myself using the feather duster.
No.
You were gonna.
My
light it
torch
on
is the
fire.
feather duster.
Yeah, it
I'll let
is.
it burn for this.
Oh my God! He let the feather duster burn.
Okay.
Can I?
You can
Okay.
So,
pick
last
up
time.
a new signature item for Peas next time.
Yep. The feather duster's been with him a long time.
A long
Yes.
time. 5 adventures. It's a lot.
Oh, there's a 6. There's another 6. I have 2 6s, 2 4s, and a 1.
You set the curtain on fire. The various cultures in here, panic at the sight of you because you are not supposed to be here. And Pickle puts the cap back on Mother as a little tendril has escaped and is trying to reach the lamb, and it just slurps back in as this pickle puts the cap back on. And there's a general confusion. Who is this person? This person is not supposed to be here. Who's this minion? We don't have minions in the club. And the Gouda says, the minion said that there's a riot outside. This place is burnt. There's a fire. There's a fire. Get the mother out of here. What is Highball doing?
Oh, he's just, sloshing all over the place with this high-proof alcohol that I already stated earlier, which is very flammable.
That sounds like you're being bold. Are you being bold? Or are you being careful with where you're putting the where you're sloshing?
Definitely not being well, I mean, could I say that I'm being
You can tell me what you're doing.
Strategic?
Yeah.
I'm looking at these and I'm like, that's a high dice, but it doesn't make sense.
Sturdy's a weird one.
Yes, it is. So yeah,
Unless
I guess
he sets himself on fire.
Ooh, yeah.
That's sturdy. If he sets himself on
Just
fire,
lean
that's
into
sturdy.
it.
that is. I mean, they do have flaming drinks. I have become a walking flaming drink.
Shot of tequila.
You can.
And
You
he
want to be
has
sturdy?
fire.
You
He'd
be
be happy to
sturdy.
assist.
You be sturdy.
I can light you on fire. Helping.
You already lit the curtains on fire.
Yeah, still got a flaming feather
fire.
duster. You can say no.
You can say no.
But you've already
You
got.
can say I don't want your
You've
help.
already got 3 cards though, Mr. GM.
Oh, he's got. Yeah.
He's got more than 3.
And Peace has got more than 3.
I only have 3 because I gave one up to start a riot.
Oh, you
Yeah.
did.
I think
gave
I
up your bad
sacrificed
card,
my
though.
ability to win the game.
So I guess I'm going to. I guess I will let Mr. Peace help me in
Oh
lieu.
God! Why would you do that?
I was gonna say
In-
Mr. Whiskers over there has at least 3 or 4 cards.
In
It's
lieu
just
of letting the
quite a amount.
GM, at least a player can get away with it, than all of us failing. It's a 50-50 shot. What did we say I was doing? Oh yeah, I'm lighting my. You're lighting me on
Dirty.
fire.
Hold on. You to be this big distraction, I have been lit on fire. Everybody needs to get out, otherwise they will be lit on fire. I think I also need a 5.
You can do it. You can do
And
it.
then rolling
It's
Highball.
4 now with with accepting assistance from Pete.
Okay, it is a 4 now because Peace is helping.
Okay,
He's so
and
helpful.
he
you get
gives me an
another
extra
1d6.
dice, right? Because he's helping.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I'm using my signature item. What does that do?
2 extra dice.
You can do it. You can do it, Highball.
Oh my god.
See,
I'm not quite at that 10 mark, but we're getting close. Together. Oh, well, that's a 2, and that's a 2, and that's a 2, and that's a 2, and that's a 3. I've got a 5 and 2 6s.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Oh, wow, really bearing the lead there.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
Fingers crossed. Peas lights your insides on fire, like some
Everything's
alcohol
gonna catch
does.
on fire. See,
Uh-huh.
it'd
My
be
God,
helpful
so
for you
hot.
to know this.
It's licking the roof of this basement, and you hear one of them say, "Protect the mother," and somebody dives on top of the mother. You rolled a good success. You get to add something good to the scene.
I would like to say that when they leap to protect the mother, because it's a jar, it like falls over on its side and rolls, and they just roll over the top of it and go flying away from the mother.
Okay. Yeah.
And then mother just rolls off somewhere.
The mother rolls off and behind one of the curtains.
Yeah.
A whole jar? That is the mother
Yeah,
of the thing.
the whole
that was
jar.
Okay.
Who's next?
Ruby, is it me or you?
My God, I don't know what's gonna be more pressure. I feel like, oh my God, I'm so nervous. Okay.
All right. Yeah, I see Ruby hesitate. I'm like, Ruby, that's our sign. I'm like, all right, we've timed this perfectly. I've been a clever cat waiting for this hysteria to happen. If Ruby does her part, then we can grab this thing.
So I'm going to try and be unnoticed as much as possible since there's all this chaos happening, and grab the dough. And I don't know if it's possible, like, I don't know the action economy of this game. Is it possible to grab the dough under one arm, cut the lamb free, and run?
I think you could do one of those things.
Okay.
Do you want?
Did
do
I
you want
list
to,
3 things or 2 things? Like,
you can cut the sacrificial lamb free or grab.
I'm gonna grab that dough.
Okay.
No, Ruby, get the lamb. I'll grab the dough. Follow behind me.
I'm grabbing the dough.
Peas will help.
Do you need help with that?
He's
Grabbing the
got fire.
dough.
He'll make a nice, path for you.
Do you need help getting
For
to
all of you
the
to come.
or do
come
you
in.
need Mark to get that card? Pixel, do you want
My
me?
God.
Do you want
Let
me
me-
to have it or do you want Mark to have it?
The curtain's on
Wait,
fire.
What about me?
People are scrambling.
Mhm.
There is some sort of liquid on the floor now. You don't know what it is, but it's slippery.
Mhm,
It's
mhm.
going to be another 5. I think you need a 5 to get this one.
Yeah, but first, whose help are you taking? None, and then Mark gets it, or mine? Because
Or
we've been
Peas.
together this whole time.
Or peas, if you want that to be a 4. Just saying. Peas
Or
is helpful. It's
Don't
defining
forget that
characteristic.
Highball has that same quirk. So if Highball wanted to help you, it would also
Of course,
reduce the
Highball would
Who are
love
we
to help.
helping
Highball
here,
would
Mark?
love to help if you really wanted to,
But
but Highball's also on fire, so.
Gotta pick one, Pixel.
Oh my God. I love you all though.
Yes.
uh,
You be your own girl. Or
I
your
feel
set
like-
of
Girl.
hive minds.
I'll be my own us.
Take the card, Mark.
I'm taking the card.
You're taking the card.
Yeah.
Good.
I haven't even looked at I looked at my first card. I haven't looked at any of the others.
I don't know what I
Uh,
have either. Okay, I guess I'm gonna try and be careful about this.
Well, I
Wait,
need
no,
to
no,
mark
I
off.
can be swift. I'm gonna be.
You can be
I'm gonna try and be
swift.
swift.
Okay.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
I got a 4, a 6, a 3, a 2, and a 1.
That is a costly win. I think you grab it. It
Okay.
slips out of your hand and falls on the ground and rolls away and cracks. And you grab it again and you have it
Okay.
in your hand, but this opaque liquid is now dribbling down, and little yeasty tendrils are trying to poke at the crack.
Moist,
Okay.
yeasty tendrils.
Yeasty, yes.
Moist. So moist.
All of the worst words.
Mr. Whiskers.
All right.
Help.
Mr. Whiskers has been looking at the hummingbirds the entire time, but what people don't realize is that Mr. Whiskers is actually a vegetarian. And so he has to save the lamb.
There's a first time for everything.
He has to save the lamb.
Stop it.
Peas
Um,
just on the
I'm
ground.
going to make sure that my compatriots survive this adventure. And even if they choose to leave me behind, it's better to be good than it is to be successful. And so Mr. Whiskers is going to go save the lamb, get out. If the rich burn, that's on them. But he's going to make sure that all his friends and all the minions and all the animals get out.
And do you want help?
Yeah, do you want help? I'll hold the window open for you.
Peas will help.
No, Peas caused this problem. I'm not taking Peas' help.
I'll
Peas,
hold
you
I'll
are
hold
a
the window open for you to
vegetarian,
escape.
And Peas is willing to
No.
offer you
No
a
one
pea.
realizes Whiskers has a sinister look about Whiskers, but that's just his face. and he's been misjudged this entire time by being a carnivore. He
I
has
can
the
have
flaw.
some of my hummingbirds help you out.
I have too many teeth. As a flaw, people always assume the worst of me, and so I am just gonna choose to be. I am the most moral. I'm the I would have always chose to save the lamb first. I am going to be clever, and I've been fighting this cult the entire time. So I'm going to do clever, and I am going to use my cat toy to set the culture on fire because this moist tentacly thing must die.
It is encased, and
But it's in a leaky case.
But you can only do one thing. You can only either.
I'll save the lamb.
Okay.
I'll save the lamb.
You realize you're giving me a card.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Good question. Is your cat toy one of those ones on the stick with the string and the
Yes,
okay.
you realize
That's perfect. Yeah.
Realize that I release it. I've only used it before, it's on it, but now it's just full. It's like a whip, and it's all and now it's like this flaming whip I'm using to beat back the minions so that I can save the lamb.
Like an ironic cat of nine tails.
It is very ironic. Okay, what do I need, universe?
Everybody's had to roll a 5, so you have to roll a 5
I have to use a 5
to get through the chaos.
All right, let's see if that happens. I got 1 5.
You succeed, but it costs you.
Yeah, it costs me. I lose track of the jar, but that's okay. I did the right thing.
You lost track of the jar, and I think you lose track of the lamb, but they are freed.
Okay, that's on them.
And now it is time for the end game. Look at your cards and add up your numbers.
Oh.
Do we announce it or what?
Yes.
You GM picks first.
Andrew.
Andrew, what's your total?
13.
13. How many units do you have?
I got 2 4s, 1 3, and 1 2.
What?
Pixel.
Same. Yeah.
Nick.
I got.
Let it be the same.
I'm horrible with that.
Hold it up.
17.
17.
Oh my
Seppy?
god.
I have 10.
13. All right. It is the end game. Please explain to us how Highball set this whole thing up from the beginning so that he could get away with it and leave everybody else in his dust.
I was so hoping it wouldn't be me. I was like, yes,
Yep.
you can help me. I guess there was one time.
You have a fistful of cards,
It wasn't my
sir.
fault. I was just roleplay.
Sir.
I was hoping when you kept joking, take that card away. I was like, yes, take that away. Take it away.
So what happens? Did you have was the lamb working with you the whole time? Did you set something up ahead of time with Karma? Did you secretly pay off the Booch brothers before any of this, and they're walking away with it?
Well, Mr. Beans was definitely my inside man. He definitely knew the way. He's the one that pointed out where the door was for me. He's the one that was scouting the place out for me the entire time, so we knew how to get in through that back door. I mean, that totally makes sense, right?
Wow, it does. Now that you say it, yes.
But as far as the who's the chameleon, Karma chameleon. In fact, I'm the one that sent him in to find out the information to begin with. And eavesdrop, because I didn't want to eavesdrop on what's her face.
Yeah,
Vidalia.
Vidalia. Yeah, I didn't want to
that's
eavesdrop
never a
on
good
Vidalia,
move.
so I sent Chameleon in to eavesdrop on Vidalia for me to get the information on the mother.
And how did you get away with it, leaving everyone else with a flaming building?
Well, the flaming building was just the distraction from the very beginning, because I'm the only one that really understands how fire works. because I'm the only one that really can set himself on fire and survive. So knowing that everybody else would be trying to escape the fire and not die in the inferno, but I also knew that they'd be able to escape because Mr. Peas is really helpful and would be able to help people get out safely, including himself. Ruby could just fly out the window. And Mr. Whiskers is a cunning cat.
And you knew I had a soft spot for.
And
all
I
those
knew,
nice-
I knew you were going to try and hurt Ruby. That's why I, was able to make sure you guys work together. And of course, at the very end, when everything got lost track, because I knew what places could be on fire, I knew the safest place that jar could roll. And so I went to that location and grabbed the jar and went through the curtain on the other side. There was a door that I knew about. I put that curtain there from the very beginning. It was an inflammable curtain, in fact. And made my escape out the back where no one saw.
And you escaped up through the front of the McChanicle Corners Historical Society, past the statue of the Great Wheel, and with Mother under your arm. What are you going to do with this mind-infecting creature?
Start another riot, another
Sell it to the
uprising.
highest bidder.
Make everybody forget about the riot, so everything returns to status quo.
I
Are
mean,
you working with Candy the whole time? And Candy's boss wants it.
who's Candy's boss?
Vidalia.
No.
No.
Candy's got the little medallion with the C and works at the power
Oh
plant.
no, not Kaiser Cucumber. No, don't give it to Kaiser Cucumber.
I mean, is there like
Are
an
you
evil brewer or something like that? Because that would be very apropos.
You could become the next Kaiser Cucumber
Oh.
with this.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
you can finally
Rival
open your
Kaiser
brewery.
Cucumber's power
Yeah,
with your
finally
brewery.
open my brewery. That's it. My own distillery. My
I
own
was gonna say, would it be a
distillery.
brewery or a distillery?
It would be a
Thank you.
distillery. Open my own distillery with cultured, distilled
with-
cultured alcohol.
Supernatural occultist alcohol.
That's
That's
right.
perfect.
Mind controlling alcohol.
Uh-huh. It just makes you want more.
Yes.
That's amazing. Good
Yeah.
job, Nick.
Yes.
Highball opens, highballs.
Eyeballs.
Oh God, that sounds
Taking-
like an upsetting strip joint.
With candy. With candy, of course.
Abandoned buildings in the north end of the Bridge District. Highball opens their new
High spirits.
There we go.
Sure, High Spirits Distillery, where the rest of these thieves grudgingly visit a few weeks after it opens.
Drinks on the house.
Thank you for playing Mechanical Corners.
Thank you for
Thank
running
you for
Mechanical
GMing. This
Corners.
was
Winning.
amazing.
It was hilarious.
Once again, you can find the Mechanical Corners core book. You can find things to steal and where to find them, and foodstuffs and felons all on the the Fight in a Box shop. There are PDFs right now, and you've got over 150 pages of goodness.
How many? how many of
Custom
these-
illustrations done by
Yes.
our illustrious creative director, Mark Everhart. Don't downplay the art.
lot of
Anything that's wrong with it, you can always blame me. But it is a super fun universe that we are very proud of. Thanks so much for giving us a chance to show it to you.
Yeah, and we should definitely have you guys on to do a second round.
Oh,
Say-
Peas is so diabolical. I barely was able to contain Peas this time. Like,
He's
how many
only
of the
gonna grow stronger.
NPCs are in the PDF? How many of the NPCs are
Boy,
like that we had tonight? Like, are there a lot of these?
that we had tonight. You saw Valkyrie. You saw
Beans.
Raven Wingsmith is mentioned just briefly. Beans is in it. Vacula we talked about. A few of them just came from here just before the game, but
Vidalia,
them.
Big Zucchini.
Vidalia's weakness, which I thought you might remember, was cats.
It
She's
is
got a
cats.
She's got a thing for cats.
She does have a thing for cats.
That's
You don't mess with Vidalia. Vidalia is
Yeah.
bad news. Yeah.
So the world is pretty fleshed out, is what you're saying.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we didn't like. Does anybody know what the most terrifying type of? Is it broccoli or is it asparagus?
No,
Well,
it's broccoli.
It's broccoli. The most terrifying, like Lovecraftian vegetable on the planet is Romanesco. So
it's fractal broccoli.
It is. Don Romanesco is a big bad guy, and you should definitely look it up. It is the most terrifying vegetable on the planet. And Don Romanesco, yes. But we can't say enough that it was our backers and our community that participated adding to this universe. For example, Ham Wellington is AJ's work. Added to it. Vacula was our video guy. Edward added to the universe.
Valkyrie and the other LARPers came from fans during the Kickstarter.
Yeah, so they ended up being in the universe and in the RPG a lot. So we can't thank them enough for lending their creativity and the support for the project.
And how many of the puns are in there? Like obvious?
So many.
Are they as everywhere?
So many.
We had to have talked about Peas Rivera before. Now
we haven't. No, that's gonna have to be in whatever next thing we do.
Oh my God,
Peas Rivera. I was wondering how many puns were just like from you all, just happening in the moment, and how many were pre-planned.
All of mine were in the moment.
I
literally
that there were a lot. Like it was puns is clearly a second language for you all.
I was telling you guys on the break, I was like sitting there, I was like, oh, I forgot how punny this is. I better write a few down, a few alcohol puns down. So I just wrote a few that I came up with off the spread. I was like, okay, I'll use these at some point throughout the night.
I was not prepared.
That's a good plan. Like all the masterpieces have pun names, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We have Squirrel of Pearl Earring by Vermineer. We have the Birth of Cheeseness, the Scream Cheese. Yeah.
Cheese.
Yeah.
Let's get the Dead Pea Scrolls.
Yeah.
I can only think of ones that wouldn't like cheese all that instead of like things that wouldn't fit are what happens in my mind. So it's not helpful.
Somebody in chat says, yep, that's a big old nope on the Romanesco broccoli.
Don Romanesco is terrifying, and that vegetable is the most terrifying vegetable on the planet. Like, give your children
It is
nightmares.
an eldritch horror.
It is an eldritch horror. You should think about that. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for everybody who hung out for this period and allowing. Like Nick, thanks so much. This is super fun. Pixel, you were fantastic. Andrew, as always, you were a contender and super dangerous. You all got to, also one of the things that was great about this playthrough, you got to see the flavor of helpful competition, which is unique to this game. When people first hear that only one person wins, they think, oh, this must be super cutthroat. It is sort of inverted cutthroat.
Yeah, you start out very friendly, and then by the end, you're like, no, you do not get one.
Yeah, I don't want your help.
Give it to the universe. You'd rather giving the universe ones is actually very fun mechanic too, because you're like, oh, does the universe have it? Like,
yeah,
and I just whisking loss beat like guaranteeing somebody else a win, which is very classic.
No, I like this a lot because I'm not good at like competitive play or anything, so I like a game where people work together. But this did not feel like we were against each other at any point either.
Mm-hmm. We're here
that
to
was
help.
a lot of fun.
When we inevitably play the sequel, we will all have a deck of cards, and we can add one of the character cards and use some of the alternate rules where one of the players is secretly working for the fuzz, or one of the players there's another team on the job.
Right. So normally, if we were playing this in person, you would share the deck. And you'd pull from it.
Yeah.
And so we would encourage people beforehand to do the puzzle. By the way, Pixel, there's an actual puzzle that you can assemble all the tiles, and it will tell you what happened the night in question between the mouse, cheese, the cat, and the cucumber.
I love that.
And so doing that will familiarize you with the tiles, and then you realize we would be sharing 28 tiles amongst the four of us. and you're like, oh, this is missing, and then you add extra tiles, and so there's a little bit, and then there's some trading mechanics, and there's some other kinds of
Okay, that's awesome. Well, thanks for running, and if you guys want to, we can definitely do another run through of this or another story or whatever. If all of you are up to it, you don't have to say yes or no now.
Yes,
all
please.
hail,
That sounds fun.
I think
all
it was a
hail
lot
the
of
great
fun.
devouring goat. I would do anything to